That one was spicy.
So the Warriors have to play 48 minutes.
So I think it's going 7. I have it. I have the Nuggets in 7.
Ant-Man, Batman, Watchmen, Lakers in 5.
It's money time now.
Hey, you two, what's going on, man? Like I always start off the show, man. I'm really humbled to have a platform to be able to talk basketball. Yeah, welcome to another edition of 10 Toes Down. And tonight we're gonna talk about a few things. JB should pull up. What's up, Woodage, man? What up? What's up, Rap God? Appreciate you guys, man. You guys, my day ones. Glad y'all up in here. But we gonna, and not that I'm trying to steal your thunder from Sunday because we had a really good show on that. But I'm actually revisiting a show I did earlier back before a lot of you guys, they believe me and JB talked about this. We talk about what's help. What is help for a superstar? And really, because we did a couple of shows on it, so it's like, what's help, and then why do fans have a hard time building teams? I think we did this around free agency too. It's like we were talking about why is it so hard for fans to like. It's the reason why, I guess it's the reason why GMs run this show, and a lot of them are idiotic to listen to what fans want. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, especially nowadays, we think that the only way to build a team is to get a bunch of scorers, get a bunch of guys who can drop 20. Like you could have 3. You can say you had 3 All-Stars. They all scored 20 points a game last year. And free agency comes. Why would you look for the next 20-point scorer? I mean, don't you have enough? There's only one basketball. You know what I mean? So T Perfect has joined us, from the Lights Out debates over there with Dart. CWZ, JB should be coming through. I gave him the link earlier. Yeah, we should have a good show, man. So I'm really kind of going off the cuff on this, and again, like I'm looking back on so many of the discussions I've had over the past week. It's in various platforms and things I've looked at, and I looked at certain teams. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten into so much vitriol, and looking back in hindsight, and last Tuesday we had the Exposer up here, and that he brought a big audience with him, right? But we asked him a couple of times flat out, did LeBron have help? And again, their situation over there. You know what they're all about. Everybody that Jordan had was, the greatest, and everybody LeBron had was straight bums. And it gets to the point, even when you're sitting there pointing out that guys were stepping up in the playoffs, having double-doubles on their man, getting 20 and 12 when LeBron was struggling, stuff like that. And yet they still remain competitive, or they won games that you think they shouldn't have won. Were they helped, at least in that series? No, they weren't helped. Again, like on Sunday, it gets to the point where it's all about name brand and what a guy would eventually accomplish in his career. Like certain guys, weren't great right away. Look, you could say early Warriors, right? That was Monte Ellis' team when Steph got drafted. There was a big reason why my Knicks didn't expect them to draft Steph Curry, because they already had Monte Ellis. They didn't think that Monte would move over to the shooting guard, and they didn't even know that Steph was the point guard. Well, that was Monte Ellis' team. They traded Steph for Andrew Bogut. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, in hindsight, those first couple of years, you would say that Steph was Monte Ellis' help, and then eventually Steph became who he became. So it's like, yeah, the name brand, the household name stuff. It's like, So T Perfect, yeah, I would like for you to, because we talked about this on Sunday on your show. You can share your thoughts.
No, yeah, I mean it's like you said, we had a good discussion on Sunday about it, and you're right. This and like as we talked about on Sunday, this whole they didn't have help or whatever. This narrative has only really been pushed. I mean, heavily pushed, I should say, with the as the goat debate, quote unquote, has heated up, right? And like it's just kind of a weapon that these casuals think they're going to use to in order to lift obviously one player or another up, usually LeBron James. But anyway, it's like Rap God here said, in like we discussed that too. Every single successful team and Alpha, who we say has a great resume, has had help in one form or another. And you're right. Like a lot of people just look at teams and say, "Hey, there's not a bunch of name brand all stars here, so that team that guy didn't have help that year." La 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 la, and that's why you see like a lot of the teams that LeBron was on gets discredited, even though we've been through it. We talked the numbers, we looked at the context, we watched the games, where like you said, he was like that. That perfect example is again like we touched upon that Spurs series in '07, where the average margin of victory was 4 points, right? And even though LeBron was playing like crap, like every single game, his teammates were stepping up, especially defensively. They were clamping the Spurs. And
Tim
yeah,
Duncan.
clamping into Duncan, clamping everyone else. Like there was no go to. And like it was a tight series. And unfortunately, LeBron was just, absolutely putrid. And, his teammates did enough for him to win. But people that they don't want to go with that. They don't want to look at the facts. They just want to kind of run with their narrative.
I like what Ross Barber said, and Ross Barber is one of the guys I would love to have up here because he's had made an interesting commentary on '90s basketball, or whatever. And again, he's entitled to his opinion, but but he makes a good point here. Right, every NBA superstar has played with other top tier talent, and you're right. Because even like I'll go with my guy Patrick Ewing. I will say he's never played with a Hall of Famer or perennial All Star, but he had enough help to get it done. You understand what I'm saying? Like he had enough help to win the championship. Problem is, again, the certain teams that were in his way, certain performances or whatever. I mean, so again, when it comes down to winning championships, man, so much has to go right, bro. And shout out to JB, just pulled up to the with the again, he always comes with a different what's the name? And I appreciate you got the Lakers. What up, JB?
Hey, what's up? What's up,
How's it going,
man? What's up, gentlemen?
Yeah, man. Look. Last week we had a great show, classic show. It got crazy, but like I said, we were talking about this pre-show, man. Like, look, the main purpose of my platform is I'm trying to, and again, I go at LeBron a lot. I do. Because I'm really not really even trying to like down him. I'm trying to down his fan base who just come up with the most vitriolic stuff, and just they want to knock a whole era. They want to knock Jordan. They want to put holes in Jordan's resume so bad that they knock his era. They call everybody plumbers, this, that, and the third. So I've been watching. So I was just watching a clip. You probably remember this game. I don't know if you know which year, but I know Steve Nash was still on the Lakers. I mean, still on the Mavericks, and they were down 88-61. You remember this game, JB? They were down 88-61 coming into the fourth quarter.
All the Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers. And Kobe, this is hair Kobe, young Kobe, with the Proby, with the little mini fro. And he dropped, I believe he went 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter, and they came all the way down from down 27 at the beginning of the fourth quarter to win that game. You're talking about Dirk, Michael Finley, Nash was still their point guard, so yeah, man. I mean, this is it goes to show because they'll always tell you he was a sidekick.
And that was in Staples too. That was in LA.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I believe it was in
I know
LA.
Cuban. Yeah, they showed Cuban in the stands, and Cuban was like, "Oh yeah, we beating the Lakers tonight. We're up 27." And Kobe had a perfect fourth quarter, and yeah. I mean, like you said, it was Ramgar said it was 30 overall. Probably was 30 in the. They probably was up as many as 30 in the third quarter.
See, that's why Kobe's top 10 easily. Also.
mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's like when you look at things, right? And then again, somebody told me the best performance you ever seen was LeBron scoring 25 straight points.
Fuck no.
As if number one, he had to score 25 straight points. He didn't have to score 25 straight points. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, hey, Kobe never scored 25 of his own team's points because he was passing the ball. I thought LeBron was a facilitator and Kobe was a jumper. This is look. Again, I don't want to make it a LeBron versus Kobe versus Mike thing. It's too much of that because there's so many content. That's the thing I love about basketball, which is what you can love about football now, right? When football season has started, you got running quarterbacks, you got quarterbacks who air it out, drop back passes. There's so many ways to build different teams. Nowadays, there's so much copycat basketball. Yeah, shout out to Wood is talking about Isaiah with 25 straight points on a bad ankle. Again, look, that LeBron performance was amazing. But
against a better team, too.
Yeah, when you remind them, this is my point about bringing up the LeBron series, because we brought that up last week. When you remind them that LeBron only had 2 real dominant games in that series, like I told Johnny when he was here, he was 3 for 11. He didn't get a bucket until the third quarter, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter of a go home game, right? Yeah. And then Boobie Gibson outscores the Pistons by himself in the fourth quarter.
Didn't he have 31 that game? That was crazy.
Yeah, 31, and he had more points than the Pistons the entire. I think it was 20-19, and then the Pistons in the fourth quarter.
But I don't want to talk about that though.
Yeah, I asked him, was that help? No.
I literally heard when he said no.
Yep. And I said, okay. I also said Drew Gooden out rebounded Mikey Moore by a 2-1 margin. Both Ilgauskas and Drew Gooden both out rebounded the 4 and 5 starting 4 and 5s of the Nets. And in Bashan Akbar, they still had more rebounds. Each one of them. Is that help? No, because Jason Kidd, they don't have to guard Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is a backcourt player. And again, I basically showed him the chat because it's funny because Chat GPT, go to Lamont with that shit. And then meanwhile on Saturday night, he's in there, they're just they using Chat GPT to just fuck with everybody, right? Of course. But you don't want to believe that Chat GPT when we tell you Sasha Papovic and Larry Hughes guarded Vince Carter. Oh no, that's the one. See, the idea, and that's what we do. We go back and we have to sit there and act like a star player did everything. So they say Moses Malone swept with the 4-4-4. Well, no, he had Dr. J with him. He had Andrew Toney with him. He had a hell of a squad around him, right?
Yeah.
But it's like we do so much to give so credit, and that's what I would like. We gotta stop. I don't ever look. I get it. We do okay. Patrick Ewing beat the in 1990. One of the first playoff series I watched my Knicks play. They Patrick Ewing with Gerald Wilkins and Johnny Newman and Mark Jackson beat the Celtics in that first round. They were down 2-0. Patrick Ewing had it was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double in one of those games. He hit that corner 3. He had a great performance. He was really, really great. And we came back and beat the Celtics in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
You say Patrick Ewing did it, that's it. No, the Knicks did it. The Cavs did it. That right there made me to go. I beat the 73-1 Warriors. These are the phrases that we have to stop. We have to get off of this because nobody does anything as a team, win or lose.
Well, yeah. Nobody. Good luck getting them to talk about that though, because there's no middle ground with those guys. Yep. Like people like that. There's no like, hey, yeah, we can say that he had help, or we can. We can recognize these guys' contributions because to them, it's like no matter what you say, if it's even slightly negative, it's somehow a Mike versus Braun thing. That's always what it comes down to.
You don't know. You don't know. I mean, I'm sitting there talking about. I've sat there and talked about. I don't know Duncan versus Akeem. Well, let's say Duncan versus KG. and it'll just come back. Somebody will just bring up Mike and LeBron. Like, what are we doing?
Well, the thing is,
What are we
like
doing?
they did that to Hakeem the other day, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
tried there because
yeah.
they were like, "Oh, hey," like he like Lamont was literally saying, "Oh, we watched some old Hakeem footage and he got scored on one time, so that means he's trash."
You can't make it up. He got dunked on. He got dunked on by Kevin Johnson.
Yeah,
Well, I thought everybody was plumbers. I thought they were all unathletic. I thought they all like the best they could do was clap. But I'm like,
and
uh,
Hakeem's
uh,
obviously the only player in NBA history that's ever got dunked on, right? Like nobody else
yeah,
has ever. And
yeah,
yes, Woodage, that's absolutely the case why I left because it just got way too biased, like way
yeah,
too biased, and it's not fun. It's not fun for me or
yeah.
anyone else when it's only Mike bad, LeBron good every single show. They can do what they want, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
And again, man, guys, it's natural. It's natural because we talk about competitive sport. It's natural to talk about it in a have competitive banter about it. Right? It's natural to try to get the best of somebody in every discussion because you're talking about competition, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like this is not WWE, right? WWE, you have an athletic, and the worst part is an athletic performance. A story has to be told where you have to have an athletic performance, but then the finish is always how do we want to go home here? And that's the art of it. It's like they choreograph a fight. That's what wrestlers do. They choreograph a fight. But Vince McMahon or Triple H in this case, who is the head booker, who is the head of creative, is the one that's going to tell you this is what I want to happen. You guys go out there and play. You got 10 minutes to fight. You got 10 minutes to do the match. Go out there and tell your story. That's it. But this is basketball. There
Mhm.
is no, it's not supposed to be scripted. But sometimes these people want to act like it's scripted, like this manifest destiny that no. Again, when I debated you, I wanted people to understand because it gets to when I debated you the first time I debated you with Shaq versus LeBron. It's like, bro, this idea that Shaq had Kobe and Kobe had Shaq, the Lakers were not guaranteed to win any of those series. And it looked easy. They made it look easy because they were that damn good together. You had the two, in my opinion, you had the two best players on the planet with their co-stars, right? With Phil Jackson as coach. But they had to put all that together and beat hell of a competition. Again,
Yeah,
I wish I would have known about I wish I would have referenced or remembered the 48, 8, 6, 16, and 6 that Kobe had 9 offensive rebounds. Now I looked at LeBron's whole career, playoff career. The most he ever had was 8. And I think the next game after that, he had 5 non-offensive rebounds for a guard. I don't care what they were doing to Shaq. I don't care if they were 3 guys with sumo wrestling Shaq to the floor and Kobe just snuck in and got those rebounds. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it was against the Kings were, or the Kings were 0-2 a favorite to win. But the game I'm talking about was 0-1. Yeah, the Kings were still a good team, but they finished and Shaq fouled out with 7.5 minutes to go or whatever, and Kobe had to put, and they won that game 101 to 100. Again, 48 points from Kobe.
Yeah, that. I think that was, or in '02, that was one of the best series ever because the cake, especially in 2000, Lakers didn't have a cakewalk. Like in any of those years. Obviously, they made
No,
it look easy, like in '01, but they were facing teams that were just
none,
well put together. Teams I think would do extremely well today.
none.
Because
So
they were so balanced.
that's what I debated you. I came from that aspect. Again, it was nothing you said, but a lot of what was said out there. And I think that was my era that I was debating that it was going to be a cakewalk for Shaq and Kobe, those first 2 championships. So to throw that out, because remember, I just watched the Gill versus Scap debate. And again, that was something he had to get around. Like, hey, Kobe
He
having
destroyed
Shaq.
Gil.
Yeah, and then, let's talk about that. He destroyed Gill. The idea of silver medal championships. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Hey Gil, if you ever watch, don't chill. If you ever watch it, I don't know if you got that from Lamar or Johnny. I don't know who you got it from, but a silver medal championship. Hey JB, jump in on here. What the fuck is a silver medal championship?
I never heard of one.
So let me ask you this, because Steph didn't win, even though he had 30 points in the gold medal game. Does he get a silver medal championship because he didn't win tournament MVP? And does he have a silver medal, gold medal? That's what I'm saying. Hey, bro. Whoever I'm saying, guys. It's like, first of all, it's the fucking Team USA. The starting five of Team USA. You should have been able to take the worst starting five and beat France, Serbia. Serbia just lost to Sweden, guys. I mean, they just lost to Sweden. So what's the guy from Utah? God damn it, his name is. He was an all-star. Okay, what's that from Utah? The all-star. Laurie, yeah. They just lost to Sweden in Euro play. Okay, so I don't give a like that game should not have been a struggle. You got Jokic, and mind you, Jokic had 33. One like Jokic struggled. You had Jokic, the rest of the Serbians, and the sixth best player on the Atlanta Hawks. What the fuck was that game a struggle? You know,
because Joker's the GOAT.
Yeah, because Joker's the GOAT. See, that's what I'm saying. One player. I look at it this way, man. Just a lot of people think just because you stack talent, their teams are going to win. No, again, I talk about this all the time. What's the fabric of a team? What is a lot of people when we judge people? I mean, it's like somebody said Denver. Like when I said they it was a poll. Somebody said Denver, and I said the West Glaze is crazy. Like, because yes, the West top to bottom is a better conference right now, especially with Indiana and Boston not projected it to be as good because of the major injuries. Now I think is Boston and Indiana are going to be a lot more competitive than people realize. I think
Orlando should be there too, honestly.
Orlando's good. We don't know. Seems like coming in, we don't know which team's going to make a quantum leap like Cleveland did last year.
Yeah, and we don't. The Knicks are trash though, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I stood it. I jumped out the window. Knicks in 26. I did a short about Ben Simmons turning it down and got to the point where his agent decided to drop him because, like, bro, I don't know what. Like, nobody's beating down your door, and you don't want the Knicks, and you're trying to get more money. Nobody trusts you enough to give you a contract. And, bro, I just want my. His agent is like, bro, I just want my fucking commission because ain't nobody. The vet minimum is like fucking was it $3-4 million. Like whatever the percent of the $3-4 million, like I'm not gonna be working with you. I mean, you might as well just go back to Australia playing the NBL at this point. But anyway, I did make it about his mental health because we had Sharon Wright on when FYF dropped his thing the other night, and Sharon Wright came on and he was talking about how because he was drafted by the Sixers, he's still like part of the Sixers organization. He'll still go to their function, but he said like me knowing what's going on, like he was going through a lot. I get it. I don't know if it was the Kylie Jenner. I don't know which Jenner sister he was dating at the time. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I heard they messed up a couple of people's heads. Travis Scott. I don't know. So
the whole league. They got passed down.
Yeah. I mean, not to just not to make light of it because I do have my. I do believe in mental health. Obviously shit going on out in the world. You know what I mean? Get your mental health in order. Shout out to AJ Lee, cause if any of y'all watch wrestling, well, she's fabulous. She came back, CM Punk's wife. She came back and did a promo, and she had the crowd chanting therapy. Real talk. I mean, it works, man. Like it does work. Sometimes you gotta talk to your homies, man. For real. That's just a public service announcement here, man. Get your mental health in order. But yeah, I do have two siblings who struggle with mental health issues. So I don't want to, I never want to make light of that. But by the same token, man, bro, it's your chance to get your career. Either you want to play in the league, you want to continue your career, you don't. So at some point, do that, get your mental health in order, and get to the next team that wants you, man. Like, what can I tell you? Silver medal championships, bro. I can't get over that. I really can't. Like, it's like, so now, again, that's what I'm saying. It's like Kobe gets a silver medal championship. I guess Scottie Pippen, all of his 6 was silver medal championships. And it's not how it works, fellas. Teams need every you take an important element from a team. That's the difference between winning a championship and going home in the second round sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. JB, what's up, bro?
Oh, what's up, man? What's up, fellas? What's up, gentlemen?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah. You got yo, this is what I wanna do. I wanna give you a segment. Like C Perfect had a segment on Joe James Kingdom. So I want to give you a segment. And I should have told you this. I should have game plan with you, did this with you earlier. But man, like you're good 10, 15 minutes, man, to get what you got on your mind. Or if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if you got anything that's been, because really, this is what the show is to me. Stuff that I be thinking about, and again, I'm the one that's having all these crazy ass discussions and crazy debates and comment sections.
Yeah.
So after a certain time, I start to think about, well, damn, okay, what has been pressing on my mind? That's what I'll make the show about. But so if you have the floor if you want it, JB.
Well, I'm looking forward to. I mean, the NFL is here, so I'm glad football is back. But I'm looking forward to the upcoming NBA season, and I think the league got some decisions to make, man. There was never a time prior to, let's say, the past 10 years or so where uh, how can I
Sorry.
put this? Where you can always, how can I say, you can enjoy the present players. You can enjoy the present players, but you can still
Shout out Pride.
celebrate the past players and their contributions and how they set the stage for the league to move forward to give other players an opportunity. Because you have to prove the league is viable in order to inspire young kids to pursue a career in professional basketball, professional sports. When you constantly, if you start chopping it down and saying, "Oh man, they weren't no good back then. They couldn't do this. They couldn't do that." Well, it can produce a counter effect that we may not foresee. And that moment hit and be like, "Man, what's going on, man? Why the league, in peril?" Where you can always, pull back the layers and find the answers. And I always say, man, it's been so many great players in this league. You don't have to be considered the greatest player ever to be viewed in a positive light or to be seen as an all-time great player to have a positive impact on the game. Because you can't predict going into the league. You can't say, like, if one of us entered the NBA right now, I don't think nobody sitting here and say, man, I'm when I get into the league, I'm gonna be the greatest player ever. You can't really make a prediction like that.
I'd say that.
You see, but when you start when this constant go talk, man, it's like, well, first of all, like I was saying last week, I'm gonna be on my best behavior today. I promise. That
It's a little. They have a party over there. That he did his TikTok live on Saturday. So
yeah.
that
But
that crew is over there watching that, and I'm like, bro, you can pull up. He said, all right, maybe Thursday, they'll roll through, But
yeah,
again, I'm gonna do my good show over here regardless, bro, because I noticed that, man, and let's be real. Honestly, between us and Lights Out Debate, man, I think we're two of the better shows, especially in this part of YouTube, man. I think we're one of the better shows, man, for real. Shout out to that. Shout out to you guys that Go Cast Podcast. I think we do really good shows, man. I think we have really good discussions. They have all this surface level bullshit. It's all LeBron versus Jordan. You know that. So maybe again, maybe that's where the crew is. Maybe that's where the people. They watching what they probably watching another premiere of Player's Choice and whatever. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we gonna do what we do over here. Because like I said, I talked about this. I wish I talked about. This is the rehash. We talked about what help was. what was help, and how do you, how do you actually build team? Why do team? It's funny that Ben Simmons thing. I'm fighting Knicks fans and didn't understand. Like basketball wise, it makes a lot of sense. I think this is what his agent was trying to make him understand. The Knicks are gonna have a lot of work for you. The Knicks are gonna have a lot of role. They're gonna have a good role for you. Like, you're a guy. Like, think about Ben Simmons. He can play across four positions. So it's like, hey, a good injury comes in, you're on a good team. You'll be, if you want to play, here's a chance. And you want to play on a good team, here's a chance to go. But a lot of guys, they don't see it. I don't know.
I think we messed Ben Simmons up. He was playing great at Philly, them first 3-4 years. He was playing all because I remember Colin Cowherd was like, he gonna be the next great wing player, this and that, and the Magic Johnson mode. And then all of a sudden, boom, he just, maybe got some bad advice down the line or something like that, man. But yeah, he was playing good basketball for a couple years, man. Up until probably about 2019, somewhere around there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the one he passed up that shot. Well, 2021, and in 2021, he passed up that shot, and they got booed. And again, I think that's a big thing because that's why
they lost three games at home in that series, but they was number one seed. That's probably their best chance to
was their best
advance to the finals.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm a critic of Atlanta coming in this year because I think they're built up a lot of pieces that people expect too much. I think they do got two good young players in Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson, but again, one thing I give Ben Simmons a pass on is coming to New York is gonna be rough because if you're a person with mental health struggles, New York ain't the most forgiving fan base, right? And he played in Philly, another roughhouse, crazy ass city when it comes to sports. And it's like, I guess this guy probably wants to play in a little bit casual. I think he wants to play in a city with a lot less. But my counter to that is you're coming in here as fool's gold. Like you're coming in here like as I would say fool's gold. Like no one is gonna expect Ben Simmons to you're not coming in here with the weight of the franchise on your shoulder. You're just coming here to add, and really, there's no. When I argue with Knicks fans, there's no downside to you. No one is coming expecting you to be Ben Simmons number one pick. No one's coming to you expecting you to be mad. They're just coming to you expecting you to be. And principal Knicks fans like myself, of course, I'm one of the few. But and again, he played in Brooklyn, and I could say you this, Wood, is Brooklyn, playing for Brooklyn and playing for the Knicks are two totally different things, two totally different animals. If you're in New York, you understand this. And he's with the Clippers. It's like playing for the Clippers and then playing for the Lakers. Two totally different animals because the expectations of the fan base is completely different. Like Brooklyn, no one cares about me. What's up? But no one cares about Brooklyn. I mean, really, seriously, nobody cares about Brooklyn in New York. No,
that's true. I mean, it's gonna be Nuggets in 6, so it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Nuggets in 6. Well, it is. I say this because I've been saying this. The West Clays is crazy. Everybody thinks that the West is just gonna run over the East. Well, no, the solid teams in the East are gonna be able to hold their own. It's West, it's top to bottom. See, you got to realize that, right? It's like what happened in the 2000s. Mm-hmm. The West cannibalized each other. And the team in the East is going to have an easier time in the playoffs. And, they probably have a chance to win more games because you're going to play more games against Eastern Conference teams. Yeah. It's to whoever comes out of the East, where the West is going to be, maybe there'll be more battles, a little bit more battle tested, but again, they're going to go through longer series. Injuries come into play. The war of attrition might play a factor. So you know, you got to look at it that way. What I
Well, earlier, Will, you said that your favorite pick for MVP this season was LeBron James. I disagree with that.
yeah, okay, all right. No, that man has about. So let's also talk about the LaChina video.
I knew that was coming.
Now, I am one of the people, and I said it on this platform. I've been on Casino for Life, who was by it, and actually showed us that there's possible proof. Because again, with this new Wilson ball, they have a chip inside the ball. It's like some sort of computer chip where I don't know if they made it a tracking device, you know, in case somebody steals your ball. Because you know these basketballs are like what $50. I mean, you know, yeah. Um, but they have a chip, and I believe they have a magnetic attractor, and that they can turn off and on. Remember, because you can turn the magnet, you can magnetize, and you can turn the attractor off. And I believe it. Because there's no way a guy who shot 40% in the NBA from 3-point recently shot like that. I'm sorry. You can tell me he's rusty. You can tell me he hadn't picked up a ball all summer. I mean, muscle memory. See, again, I've always looked at LeBron James as a muscle memory type shooter, right? He shoots off his muscle memory. He's not a natural shooter. He's a set shot shooter. Am I capping by saying that?
No, no, no. You're not capping at all because LeBron does absolutely usually does not at all free up or take his own create space for his own three. Right? Like he'll take it.
Yeah.
He'll set his shot. He'll take it regardless of who's there. You know, whatever. Or he'll try and get himself open. But yeah, he won't create space for it. But yeah, you're right. That's not
Yeah.
that's a good take.
It's not a hot take. So it's like you're up here. I mean, you're shooting with average Chinese citizens. And one guy,
They
one
were
guy,
playing lockdown defense though.
I mean, I mean, bro, again, he's always had a weird form where he's
Yeah.
like shooting at the left side of his body. So again, I get it. He's capable of making shots, obviously. But I mean, it was one. I mean, the season where he shot, it was, I believe, the season before last, where
Mm.
he shot 40%. And I know one game he had missed a bunch of games. And he came back against the Knicks. He might have played one game before that, but I remember it was a Sunday night game against the Nets. And he was hitting shots falling out of bounds like it was nothing. I'm like, bro, it's a magnet in this fucking ball, bro. I'm sorry. How would you hit shots falling away out of bounds off the wrong side? I mean, bro, in between that and to me the shooting was funny, but the way he was like he has a crab dribble. I said this, man.
He does have Redrow.
Give
But then
me,
again, you know, there's nights where he's just like foobar from three, right? Like it all averages out, but there's just nights where he just can't drop it in the ocean.
yeah, yeah. But again, that year he shot 40%. He shot higher than Steph Curry. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean
again, you know,
that all comes down to volume, right? Like Steph was taking more than him, you know, and he was still shooting at a well above average pace. But you know, it's all what it is. That's Steph's primary weapon.
I think LeBron shot over 7 threes a game that year. And I know Steph probably shot more, but it was, I mean,
It
it's
wasn't too
just,
much more. Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
that's
he has, look, take away the crab dribble and the set shot. Tell you, the dude is Darvin Ham. If LeBron was 6'1.5" like his son,
yeah.
he'd be selling you insurance. That's what he'd be doing, bro. That's just my take.
Yeah, he took almost 6 threes a game last year. I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, it's shout out to Fry. Yeah, the prototype of the airless ball. They have balls with no air in it, no oxygen, whatever the hell you use to, whatever no. Like, come on,
What?
man, what are you
How'd
doing?
you
Yeah,
fill that shit up?
they have a ball that does not use oxygen. Like I don't know what this You know, and if you remember, it was a few years back. I think when Stern was still alive as commissioner, but they tried to change to that microfiber ball. I even had one of
Oh
those.
man,
You remember when they had the microfiber ball?
yeah, man. The
And
players were
everybody
speaking out
got to
against it,
it.
and
Yeah,
about midway through, I don't even think it was midway through the season. By like 2 months in, they switched it back to the regular standard leather basketball. That was a disaster.
yeah. And Stern was saying, okay, yeah, I have the right to change ball, but I do have the right to know. I should have notified you guys in the union about it, and that's why they
We should go
went back.
back to that.
Yeah. You know, they had the right to do it, but then it was like, no, well, I should have known. I basically forced it upon you, and I should have had union take back, feedback, whatever. But this is what I'm saying. Imagine you're changing the ball in the middle of a season.
Bro, can we go back to peach baskets?
I mean, it might
Oh
as well.
man,
At least we know you can't put no magnet in it. See, that's the other thing too. One other thing you could do to help shooters is you can soften the you can turn the screw up. Look, you think they can't remote control, like loosen the screw that tightens the rim? Think they can't do that? Because go and watch NCAA basketball. And the tightness of the rim in NCAA basketball is it's like I've seen so many of these soft when you unscrew the rim, when you untighten the rim, you get a lot of more friendly. You can get a lot more friendly bounces. Go in the front rim and hit the back rim. I mean, bro,
Hold on,
come
I
on,
wanted
man.
to ask. I wanted to ask JB this real fast because I caught a glimpse of your guys' show when you had when you had a Johnny on there, and I
Uh-huh.
heard it was I had to go, but I like when I was tuning in, I heard JB getting onto a Johnny like relentlessly, and I enjoyed that. But I was gonna say, so I don't know if that was your first time, JB, like interacting with that individual, like on a debate basis or whatever, but it's
Right
pretty
there.
horrible. And so you could see probably like just from the narratives he pushed why someone would want to leave that show, correct?
Yeah, you here?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. He was asking you, was that your first time that on a call with a Johnny? Had you like call? I know
Oh
we
yes,
was
sir. Yes, sir. That's
we
my
was
first
on
time
FIS
really.
together. Yeah, so that was
Yeah,
his
yes,
first.
sir.
So that was your first. And that was the thing. That was the first time you had a Johnny, and it's funny because, like I said, I've shown you his shit twisted, right? How he screams over people.
Yeah.
How they had the guy who was the Nick fan on there, and the first thing I was just like, I had to turn it because I'm like, bro, you can't have me on Friday night to tell me how JB was acting. And I'm like, you and Brandon Lee was jumping all over this guy. Y'all asked him questions and didn't let him actually get his finish off before y'all would rebut.
Well, that's what
Again,
they
that
do, man.
yeah,
Like,
and I mean, yeah, just for lessons sake, that's bad. That's bad. That's just a bad show. It doesn't look good. You bring a guy on, maybe because they said he kicked because it was Johnny to be on some crazy shit, some hot take, shot bullshit, and he said he kicked me off my show. So maybe they were trying to get back, but that's not. Look, that's not what you do. You know how many times this motherfucker done kicked me off the panel? You were there, see that trap.
oh, I
You
saw it plenty of times.
that's why I put the short out. I'm like, I've been kicked off of better panels than this.
Yeah, dude, like that, it got so annoying after a while because the whole thing was just rinse and repeat. Like, whatever guests we would have up there, you knew, like, they would say maybe like half a sentence. We would ask them what their take was. They would say like a sentence, and then it would just be like an hour of getting talked over by those guys.
Look at it. Here come
And
Reg. Reggie Reg. This is the LeBron hate channel. Okay. Again, we're talking about. See, it's funny. They always miss the first 30 minutes of our show.
oh no,
We,
yeah, Reggie, we're not hating on LeBron. Believe me, we're not. We're just being objective discussions
yeah,
here.
yeah. No. Reggie Reg does this all the time. Again, he won't look at my optimistic Nick. He won't hear what I said about Ben Simmons. He won't hear about he won't hear none of this. He'll wait till we talk about LeBron and then he come in the comments. Hey, look. He's like, what's the, what's that got to do?
Also, I want to get JB in the debate circuit because I liked what I heard, and I think he'd do well.
Yeah, he probably would.
Oh yeah.
knows how to use 3 minutes. He knows how to use 5 minutes. Me, I'm not bad. I stammer. You know what I mean?
Well, he was throwing some good points at Johnny, and of course, Johnny was melting down. That's what he does. But
Exactly.
But just
Exactly.
like okay, when I mentioned about uh uh content provider NBA self research facts, how he mentioned that Jordan had never lost to a playoff team lower than the 2 seed,
mm-hmm.
and I wasn't comparing. See, that's why I said I don't compare errors, but you can't deny the degree of difficulty that he faced starting out. It wasn't like he was, had the liberty of playing a lesser seeded team where he can maybe upset in the first round, something like that. He was playing squad. When I mean squad, I'm talking about squads, man, that, they was right there every year on the brink of winning the title. And you a rookie, that the fact that you got your team to the playoffs when customarily a lottery pick player, it may take them a couple years before they get to the playoffs the first time. That's in any era. That ain't just in a
No
now
doubt.
to 10 years ago. That's been consistent. Ain't
That's
No
such a
nothing
doubt.
great take.
changed.
That's such a great take because you're right. It's like when you and people are just like, oh, 1-9 with sure, but Mike was also facing, aside from what like his first playoff, like he was facing teams that were like in the championship or like in the Western Eastern Conference, and that was like the most top heavy Eastern Conference ever. Like you had the Pistons, Celtics, and he was going against like a top five player, a top
Shit,
five
Larry
team of all
Bird was
time.
considered the three when he won the 3 league MVPs. He was
Yeah,
considered the best player in the NBA. Then they had the best. Well, they built up the best front court in the league. Then you had
yeah.
Danny Ainge, wasn't no joke.
Yeah,
And you
and
had
Mike was
Dennis
giving him
Johnson.
that smoke, but like it wasn't. He was a one man band. I mean, in all
You
likely,
know
but
what's
It's as simple as that.
you
And
know
like
what's
I was telling, him, I said, well, when LeBron didn't get to the playoffs the first 2 years, he wasn't getting like blasted for it because you
no,
understood he was drafted by a bad team. But you can't knock a man who got there and had to face a juggernaut in the first round. I mean, it is what
yeah,
it is.
it's 100%. Yeah,
Hey, can you guys hear me?
yes,
Okay. All right. Now, when you bring up Danny Ainge, right? Danny Ainge was literally a three-sport All-American, and this will stick to my craw too. Like he literally went pro in 2 sports. Like he played for the. Did he play for the Blue Jays?
The
I know
Toronto
he
Blue
played.
Jays,
High up
because
in that triple.
really, they thought he was gonna probably play baseball. That's really one. I think that was his top sport, and then just so happened he wound up playing for the Celtics.
Man,
But
man. I
he
mean,
chose basketball.
again, Reggie Reg, like I said, he always pulls up the part where because it's funny. They always pull up when we do. The YouTube notify you at the beginning of the show, or do they know you notify you when we start? For real, for real. I mean, what can we do? Again, yes, we're going to talk about the LeBron James China video, which they haven't talked to you on these other channels, right? FYF won't talk about it. GJK won't talk about it. And Players Choice won't talk about it because we already know whose pocket they're in. I
yeah.
mean, you should have burned the footage like you did with that when that ninth grader uh robbed you, ripped him and dunked on him. They try to burn the footage, but
The Nike video.
Oh man, oh man.
hey, look, hey, look, and this is a Bulls fan telling you this. Reggie Lewis blocked Jordan 4 times in one game. Yeah, that happened. Jordan got his ass beat. Jordan got, I mean, bro, we all know Jordan got crossed up, got
Dude,
done
I didn't
up.
know
It's
where
the
this.
NBA. It's the NBA. Everybody gonna
Yeah,
get dunked on, man. Everybody gonna get rolls on. It's the
exactly.
NBA.
And this is what Sharon
I don't know
Wright told.
where this narrative that came from that like people say, oh, all these Jordan fans they pretend like he's perfect. I've never talked to one player or fan ever on if he's a quote unquote Jordan fan that said, oh, he has no flaws in his resume. Nobody's that stupid. They're just saying that. It just
Mhm.
it's just an easy thing to push and like if somebody ever did say that, I'd correct them. But I've never heard somebody say that because they're not typical. They need to start watching the game. It's ridiculous.
And I gotta sit this out to Reggie Reds because again, you come up here, we saying something negative about. First of all, we're really talking about pro LeBron content creators who are supposed to be, neutral content creators or whatever, or elites, whatever. That's what we're talking about. But it's like, why is it only hate when it's at LeBron?
Yeah.
You guys hate on every other player, Steph. Oh, Andre Iguodala. You didn't even win the Finals MVP in your first 3 championships. Again,
Well,
that's
hate to them, Ro, is just us telling what happened in the career. We could say he didn't make the playoffs for 2 years. It's hate, right? It's not just what happened. It's hate.
yeah, yeah. If you say anything negative about anything, if you criticize LeBron in any way, it's hate. But y'all can criticize everybody. You can criticize Westbrook, you can criticize KD, you can criticize Curry, you can criticize Jordan, you can criticize Kobe, you can criticize Shaq, you can criticize
Every one of them.
one is rated second best player. Most people consider him second best player. He actually had the blocks per game all time record. I didn't even know that, bro. When I went up to a debate against CW, not even knowing that, not even knowing that fact. I should have known that fact. I might have won the fucking debate, but I knew not even knowing that because I don't use stats to make my arguments. I use arguments that I find stats to support it. I thought Hakeem Olajuwon is the best defender I've ever seen, and the second best defender. And I've seen great defenders. Shout out. Okay, let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Dwight Howard. Shout out, 4-time. And bro, Howard. Yo, when I was watching this, and I'm like, his shoulders are so goddamn wide. Like, bro, he should have been better than he was, especially with those shoulders. He should have had if he'd had better footwork in his post game, he probably could have been one of the GOATs. He probably
shout out to Iron Man.
Yeah, shout out to Iron Man. I'm glad you pull off for that recorded live that they got over there. But
no, you're right though, man. It's like
Dwight Howard was a beast, and look, I think Melo. I made a video on that. I think Melo had the greatest Hall of Fame speech I've ever. I just thought his Hall of Fame speech, the way he rep shit, the way he didn't like. He spoke about his flaws. He spoke about his critics and all that. He ain't hate on nobody, ain't shit on nobody. Talk about his family, Puerto Rico, everything else. I just thought it was real talk. And Dwight Howard had the funniest one. I mean, I'm sure there might have been some guys more fun. Dwight Howard gave a roast up there, or he gave a like 15 minutes on an HBO special up there. It's funny as stuff, bro. And shout out for Shaq coming up and getting up there, and they
to kind of go along with that point, like how we were talking about earlier, like you've personally heard me like debate for and against certain players, like go talk them up, and then at the same time like talk about how the things were fun. But whenever you have guys like FYF or whatever, whenever they hear that, they don't care what you say about other players, or if you break down other players, as long as it's not about LeBron.
That's how it is.
Yeah, and like I was verbally told, I was like, "Hey, you can't talk about LeBron negatively, otherwise, we're not going to let him." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll just peace out. See you later."
And that's
for real? Hold on, you're for real?
That's for real.
Yeah, I can imagine. Trap told me a lot, and again, it is what it is. And again, he quotes Benedict Arnold, right? That's how, like, okay.
I mean, I knew that was coming, so.
Salute, guys. Salute, Buddha. Salute, Jersey. Like I said, you promised me a call in, man. I could drop the link, man. Anybody want to come up and because that's what we all about, man. Interactiveness.
Sorry, guys. Me and my wife had a miscommunication, so I had to go get the food.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. It's good. I appreciate it. You always see that. Appreciate you coming up. Will y'all have? You want to plug your program? Are you having Mel this week, or is it going to be another time?
Oh no, we probably will have him next week. Tomorrow we have all the panel. We'll be back. Since we missed last week. But yeah, next week we will hopefully have Mel from Man Down Sports. If you want to join us, and hopefully King Speech and everybody, all you guys are welcome to come.
Oh, kick me the link for that, big dog.
Yeah. Other guys wanted to
I've had some discussions with Mel.
Okay. Jersey is in the building. Drop it on your side, CW, because I maybe young disciples watching from your side. So I would love to have young disciple up here. Last week he didn't have a chance to talk. Thursday I was up there with and I was a football show. So I was up there with what's his name? 93 Zay. So I basically, the Thursday was JB had to work anyway, so I just did the football. And we had a good thing. The football game was delayed, and we still had a good discussion, man. We talked about real life shit. You know what I mean? Look, yeah, we talked about mental health and shit like that earlier with the Ben Simmons situation. You know what I'm saying? So we're not all just sports, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not all just basketball. We're definitely not all LeBron versus Jordan. Trust me, guys. And Reggie Reg, you said this is you thought this was the Nick channel, and all you do is talk about LeBron. That's bullshit, bro. Don't pull up for the 15 the 5 minutes we talked about LeBron breaking every shot and think that's all we do up here. And again, I'm gonna let guys like Young Disciple, Jersey. Jersey is a big time LeBron guy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Well, salute, bro. Salute, everybody. I know I'm new and everything. I promise you I was gonna try to get on. I appreciate you putting me on, man. It's not about LeBron. I just respect, like I said, everybody that helped pave the way, and he paved the way for the new generation that's coming up, just like back in the day paved the way for LeBron coming up. I just give the flowers while they're here. That's all it is.
I hear that. And again, I would love to give LeBron. And again, one thing I don't do is I don't sit there and say, "Oh, LeBron is trash." I mean, again, like CW. I will say LeBron, Tim Duncan was better than LeBron. I'm like, hell no. And what? LeBron is better than that's my opinion. Now we can have that debate too. And look,
you just said Mr. Rowe, you just said earlier Pippen, you made a case for Pippen being slightly trying to say better than LeBron or whatever. And I thought it was funny though, but I like the stats though. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, I'm just look, man. Isn't Pippen great? Isn't Pippen one of the all-time greats? I mean, is he or not? It's like it's so funny. See, here's the thing, Young Disciple. What people love to do is they love to sit there and tell you how Pippen is more responsible for the 6 championships than Jordan was, right? But then tell people LeBron is Pippen. Oh, now that's an insult. That's just like the fat girls, right? Oh, she's beautiful. Lizzo. Lizzo is beautiful in all her big sexiness.
Jesus Christ.
Tell us if you look like Lizzo. Tell us if you look like Lizzo. Come on, man.
I mean, I probably smashed just for the money, but
man. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's the same thing with respect for Pippen. Like, but it was facts though. He wasn't winning until he had the extra wingman that he needed, and nobody Pippen couldn't do it without him either. It's a collective effort, man. But when Pippen tried to go to Portland, when Pippen tried to go to Houston, it just even when Kukoc was there, Kukoc had the last shot. Like it's no slight to Pippen. It's just some people are just like wingmen.
But you see, dude, that's something.
To say Pippen was a great complimentary player. He was the best number 2.
Yes,
there's a difference between being a number 2 guy and a number 1 guy.
Yeah, that's all.
And the fact that all Jordan needed was one prime player to win. I mean, when they bring it up, man, they actually showing how great he is, but they want to use it in a negative context. But that's all he needed.
Hold on, hold on. Let me re-clarify my statement because I see a couple people just pulled up, and they probably pulled up on us talking about Lizzo, right? So again, they want sometimes LeBron fans want to make you think that Pippen was the most guy responsible for Jordan, right? Pippen played all the defense. He did everything else. He did all the things, right? Okay. But then tell LeBron fans, LeBron is more like Pippen than he is like Jordan. Remember, they were just bigging up Jordan. Now that's an insult. How is that an insult? Well, that's when I came up with the Lizzo thing. How chicks will tell you Lizzo is beautiful. she's all big, she's all big and sexy. This is before she started the weight loss journey too, right? Oh, she's beautiful at 300 pounds. But until she goes, you remind me of Lizzo. Oh, hell no. Like, I mean, come on. So is Pippen great or not? Like, why
Well,
is it in this? If you
you
telling
see,
me,
like this is what they said. Like, is that okay? Is that Young Disciple?
oh no, this is Jersey Eggs. Young
Jersey. Okay,
Cypress.
my bad. I can't say
Let's
the names
get
here.
up here. You asked for it,
But
so
no, they had him and JB had these great takes because this is like where they were saying what is correct, which is Pippen was a great player. He was the second best player, and that's not a knock on him. But those type of takes are like poison to the people who just want to run with the LeBron narrative or whatever because they think that you can't say anything positive about another player because it will put Mike over Jordan. They don't just want to talk basketball because to them it's narrative or nothing. So you
yeah.
can't say objectively Pippen was great. This was what he was great at. He was objectively this. You can't say that because it goes in their head. It's like that's positive toward Mike or whatever. So that's why you can't really talk sports with them because they're only thinking one of two ways all the time.
Exactly. Now I understand that's a lot of Generation Z as well. Who was that talking? Who was that? My fault, man. Nice to meet you. Who's
Right,
that?
that's perfect. And if you just to preface it, T Perfect used to be on the Go James Kingdom show. He used to be on that they used to have a Saturday night and Sunday afternoon show. And he was a member of their panel or whatever. And he left off to do his own thing with Dart, and they do a debate show on Sundays, and then Saturday they have a show, whatever. So
Okay.
yeah, we're also trying to come up with a Wednesday night concept. So again, the whole point of this show is what's help. Like, what is superstar help? Why do we have such a hard time realizing? And I'll say this, Jay, you a Knicks fan like me. Even Patrick Ewing, even Melo had help. No one never had help. If you have teammates, you have help. These are NBA players. Now, if you want to tell me you didn't have a good enough team or the team wasn't built correctly, I can say that. You didn't have healthy enough teammates, and some of your best healthy teammates got hurt at the wrong time. That happens as well. But everybody has help. The question and again, especially we playing salary cap era basketball, is the team built correctly? And do you get the right mix of players?
Well, one thing I wanted to say to you, Ro, and like this is, I think, I kind of wanted to, not necessarily an apology, but as much as much crap as I give Magic Johnson, half of it I'm just kidding, but for what I say about that is, and we've said this before, every player that we talk about, top 10, 15, whatever, who's had a lot of success has had great help, right? And like Magic Johnson, Kareem, no different. And it would have been one thing, and I don't dock them for this too. I don't dock them because they played with each other, because they did what they were supposed to do, which was dominate the hell out of the league. Like 9 finals appearances, 10, whatever it was, MVPs, they're in the mix every single year. If they weren't doing those things, that would have been, we wouldn't be talking about them because it would have been a colossal failure, right? But they were the best, and they have like this ultimate mountain. And like they said, everyone who has 3, 4, 5, whatever ring count you talk about, they were the best. They had the best, and like it's not like I never ever use that to knock players.
That's right.
Don't forget Kareem. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, because the point is, it's like, well, guess what? Even what happens when a team didn't have a clear-cut star player? Like, let's go the Pistons. Who could you say was the clear-cut star player? I know. Who won the Finals MVP? Was it Chauncey? I believe Chauncey won Finals MVP. But who wasn't the guy they built around? I would say it was more Rip. And they picked up, they was more Rip. I mean, obviously the defensive backbone was Ben Wallace.
I mean, Rasheed was that guy always.
But remember, they picked up Sheed in the trade in season trade. They got him from Atlanta after he was traded from Portland, right? So he was looked at probably as the most talented and best player. But everybody, so who was the help? Who was helping? You know what I'm saying? Like when you don't have a clear-cut star, and some teams are built like that, right? if you,
But you know
I was
what's
looking.
crazy, fellas? Real quick, when you hear a comment, we start talking about which Piston team was the best, the 07 versus the 88 Piston. What's crazy is Joe Dumars, who was promoted to be the team president of the Pistons, he built the 04 championship team in the image of the Bad Boys. And you can see what he was, you can see how he duplicated, the Bad Boys model, and it worked for them. You know what I'm saying? So when you say the Bad Boys wasn't competitive or wasn't that talented, well, why did Joe Dumars mold the 04 Pistons in their image?
I could
Great
see
take.
that.
Great
I
take.
could see it. Ben Wallace was Rodman. Rasheed was Lambert. I could
Yep.
see it.
Yep. And
Exactly.
it worked. You know what I'm saying? They play hellified defense.
Okay,
Now, if you want to say which team was better between the two, it's close because you got to give the 04 Pistons the credit because they won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Bad Boy Pistons had just a little bit more offense than the 04 Pistons. That's just me. I think that would be the difference. But for defense, it was neck and neck practically. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
You know what's so funny? The two leaders of that team of the Bad Boys were Lambert and wasn't Lambert was there before, I believe Lambert was there. Was he there before? I know they were the first two there. I know they had the longest tenure. Lambert and
Zeke, and then it was Lambert, and then I think they brought in Vinny.
yeah, but it was
Vinny
like Isaiah and Lambert were like the leaders of that team. They looked at themselves as a mob family. I remember them talking about it. Like they look at everybody else we bringing in as the town, and everybody got their little role in the mob family, and we're the Boston underboard, pretty much. I remember them talking about this once a while back. But they was like, so everybody else, because remember they got rid of AD and they brought in Aguirre and they got, then Aguirre wound up going on the bench. Rodman wound up starting or whatever. So they looked at it like Rodman was pretty much your hitter. Like he was the guy he was pretty much the Luca Brasi of the family, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But that's how they kind of looked at it. And it's cool, right? But, okay, in my opinion, I think they all had equal responsibility within the structure of that team. And, of course, Isaiah was the guy who we're going to go for buckets, obviously if things need to be taken care of, you got your underboss, Consigliere and Bill Lambert. Oh, I'm gonna take if I need to get a star player out the game, and that was his thing. He was the guy getting under Bird skin. He was the guy getting under Jordan skin. He was the guy to go get other people's skin. And then you got to protect the boss. Isaiah's the littlest guy on the court. Oh, we can't have Malone elbow 30, 15, 16. Oh, no, we got to get Malone ass back, right? That's the structure of their team. So, again, they're not built the conventional way. They're built where everybody got a role. And see, that's the thing. And Kobe, all these teams, people have roles. You take one guy out of the team might not be hitting like that.
No, you're right. But like I said, it's levels to it, man. Everybody does have help, but it's still who accepts their role. That's the key thing. But some people just not real with themselves and players. Like, who am I to tell a millionaire, hey, accept your role? But it does work if you just say, hey, I'm just needed for this. Let me do this. And everything will connect the dots how they're supposed to do it. So that's why great teams are great, because everybody accepts their role. But like if LeBron played back in the day with the 88 Pistons, they would have won hella championships. If he would have played with Jordan, he replaced Pippen, they still would have won. It's just I feel like LeBron is a guy that can't conform like he did in Miami. Wade was still a man, but Wade still tried to give him that nod. But LeBron knew that was Wade's team. It's just everybody respectfully respect their. On a role. That's what it's about. And real quick, long story long, a man who mentioned Kareem. I want to know this because you're right. Kareem and Magic was great, just like Oscar and Kareem was great. Oscar Robertson has Kareem. That's the only. My fault. I'm getting a little sleepy. That's the only teams he played with. Am I mistaken? Like Milwaukee and then the Lakers.
In the Lakers,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so he didn't lose no step with the best point guard. So can you say Kareem would have won if he didn't have a great point guard? We could go on and on about that, but I just feel like everybody has to have respect for their teammate and just be like, yo, this is his role and this is mine. Maybe I did this 2 years ago, but this is not what I need to do for this team. I don't have to hog the ball, jock the ball. I got to pass it more and just figure it out. I respect Pippen because I'm not trying to be funny. It was years ago, but I talked to a person that played for the Bulls when he played with D Rose, and somebody told me I'm bullshitting, but he told me, he said, yo, Pippen used to bust Jordan ass 1-on-1 and this and that. And this is the same guy that got in a fight. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing. He a real dude, and he played this past season, and he said, yo, Pippen was busting Jordan ass and used to get in fist fights because Jordan hated to lose. He was so competitive. So that's why I was like, yo, Pippen is that nigga. Like that's for me personally. When I had that conversation, yeah, we was probably a little sauced and tipsy or whatever, but we were just talking. And he went and talked to me if I didn't say who was the best power forward in NBA history. And I said Tim Duncan. He said, all right, sit down, I can talk to you. That's why I joke with Ro when I said certain players, they won't even talk to you if you don't answer their question. And his question was, he said, before I talk to you, brother, who's the best power forward in NBA history? I said, no question, Tim Duncan. He said, all right, have a seat. You know what I mean? So when he started sharing about he was playing with the Bulls with D Rose and stuff like that, I'm giving it away. And he said, yeah, Pippen was this and that, and he was busting Jordan ass 1-on-1. Like, how would he know that? He was in the organization. Somebody told him that. So that's why I fuck with Pippen more because of that. I'm like, damn, this nigga competitor. Like, but that's practice though. It's different when the bright lights are on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, you gotta understand. Like a lot of people would look, those content creators. They're Jordan. Listen, man, brothers fight. Brothers, any of y'all got brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got two.
You ain't never fight with your brother. You ain't never like scrap it out.
Of course.
Y'all know this. Jay-Z shot his brother. Jay-Z shot his brother. All right.
Allegedly.
I know you put that in the ball.
It's crazy, yo.
But I'm just right. And what he said, what he's saying that what you must let it listen. His second album was underrated. His second album got me through boot camp, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I used to recite. Oh, this is back when we still had Walkmans and tapes.
Okay.
I listen to that tape back to back, and I used to recite that shit when it was crazy. When we get crazy in Marine Corps boot camp in Paris Island, man. I used to just front to back that whole album I had in my head. I was just. So the last song obviously is "You Must Love Me," and he's like, "Bro, I shot my brother. He woke up in the hospital room asking to see me." You understand that, bro? You understand the deepness of that? Like we fought over some shit. It got heated, but at the end of the day, that motherfucker will still kill for me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just bringing that into the context of basketball. And how these guys that played so long together could get in fights, could get in shit like that, but yet they go to war with each other.
Iron sharpens iron, man.
Exactly. And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's, bro, when they brought up the whole Knicks issues, I'm like, bro, remember when it was talking about like that on Casino, yay? And I'm like, anytime the Knicks, I said, bro, the Knicks need a fight. We don't need no fucking kumbaya in the locker room, man. We need, when the Knicks have got a 5-game losing streak going on, we need somebody to get up in somebody's face and get the shit back on track. We don't need that kumbaya shit. That's our team. That's our team accept losing. We need Jeff Hart to call Brunson out. Yeah, he can do it. You know what I mean?
I remember when Barkley first got traded to Phoenix, and I read that edition of Sports Illustrated. They said the first thing he did with his first practice with the Suns, he tested everybody on the team. He got in their face. I ain't gonna say he was like bullying them, but he was gonna see who's gonna stand up. You know what I'm saying? To see who he can rely on, and that sharpened everybody up, man. Got ready for the season. KJ, Thunder Dan, Dumas, all of everybody's on that team, man. He let them know, man. hey, we finna go to the final. We finna play for the championship this year. So Barkley set the tone, and see that he came in that's what a superstar. Because truth be told, I believe Barkley got robbed of the MVP in '90 when they gave it to Magic, and Lakers. That's my team, and Magic's my guy. But I thought Barkley deserved that MVP. So he
Or
really should
Jordan.
have had two of them. He really should
Mhm.
have had two league MVP.
That's true.
It's funny.
Magic stole that for sure.
Talk about that because a lot of times West Coast teams back in the day, they had their reputation of being a little soft. So Barkley probably went up there and like, hey, listen, we trying to win. I can't do a good Barkley impression, but yeah, hey man, I don't face Jordan enough in the East, man. I'm trying to win a championship, and I know we're gonna get to the finals. So I need you guys ready when we see that guy out there. You know what I mean? I need so. That's probably what he's thinking. Like, bro, I don't need y'all to play this soft up and down running gun style. It's good. It's gonna make us a great offensive team, but we better get some dog in us. We better get some fight in us. Because when we get to the finals, we're gonna get our asses beat. Because these teams out in the East, they play tougher. That was always even when it was Jordan versus Bird, right? In the East Coast, Eastern Conference, these are rough and tough teams like Boston and Detroit going at it. Bro, the Knicks a little rough. It was considered more physical on the East Coast, more finesse out on the West Coast. So that was a reputation for a long while when it came between the East and the West.
Well, really fast path to engineer. I mean, if you're only talking about like the main facilitator, then maybe not. But I don't think there was a series that LeBron won that he wasn't the leader in assists for his team, at least. I mean, you'd have to show me that series.
Young disciple, man. You asked for the link. I mean, when we wasn't killing LeBron, so you left. I don't know what happened, man. And I can still kill LeBron because I can kill LeBron because it's great.
You said LeBron was the GOAT the other day, bro.
But it seems like he was cool on this team, right? This is why Jordan has the success that he had. Again, it was funny, right? I remember a few years ago, I'm down here in Brazil. I brought my Xbox out. The last 2K game, I ain't gonna hold y'all. The last 2K game I played on an Xbox 360. This is like 2 generations ago with NBA 2K13. All right, I haven't played much, and I remember Kerr is in the announced team, and he was alluding to the Jordan situation, right? And he ain't say exactly what happened, but he alluded to it on the soundtrack of NBA 2K13, being on the announce crew, right? And it was one of them things he said, Brian, listen, when Jordan smacked me, I earned my stripes. Like, I come back to practice the next day, everybody is like, hey, you a part of it. You really part of us now. If you and Jordan went at it and Jordan is to the point where he respects you, cool.
But
cool with you then. Cool with you. I'm telling me, yeah, nobody knew about that. Like everybody knew about that. Everybody knew that happened.
Hey, I heard. I got some insider, and y'all don't have to believe me or not, but it's just I don't have to. I'm gonna just say this: Jordan is a freaking menace. He used to tell players, "If you don't hit this shot, I'm gonna fuck your wife." Like he used to go in, and that's facts, man. And it's just somebody I knew. His dad was around him for a long period of time, once upon a time. But he used to go in, man. Like if you don't hit this shot, I'm fucking your wife, and this and that. Like it's so many other stories I used to hear, but when I heard that one, I just laughed because I'm like, damn, and motherfuckers hit the shot.
No, he was maniac about this, and that's what I'm saying. It's like
I don't even know if he really would have did it. It's just the fact that happened, and people probably like, how you know? It don't even matter, man. If I hear another story about Jordan fought this and this and that, I don't care if somebody say I don't believe you. Like I said, that Pippen thing happened, the Curry thing happened. People scrap, but Jordan is wild, man. He's a wild guy. That's all.
It's only the name of wanting to win. That's it. I don't want to see. One thing is about LeBron is, and I say this: y'all come up with too many excuses for losing and then y'all get to the point where y'all gotta make excuses for Jordan winning. He had Pippen. See, again, I did a show. He had Pippen is the worst phrase that ever. Like, we can't talk basketball no more because Jordan had Pippen. Like, again,
Dude, you know, Road, to like actually put it back on exactly what you just said. That was like the worst thing about some of these other channels. And I mean, whatever. Like, it's because you can talk about any other player, you can talk, but to just say, hey, he lost, and here's why. Oh, he didn't play good right here. That to them is like getting a root canal. They can't say it. They it's like you physically can't say it. They can't say it, or they can't discuss it. It's always some excuse, some twist, because to them it's like a painful thing for them to be able to discuss objectively a series where their idol wasn't, up to snuff or whatever. And it's just hilarious.
Yeah, they can't articulate it at all. I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna say Gen Z. It's a lot. It's a lot of them out there. But you got to know your audience. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm like
you heard
you.
us when we were oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm saying I'm like you. I gotta pick and choose because I gotta figure out who my audience is. But yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, when we were talking, this is on Sunday, and also when this kind of goes back to me and CW's debate, I was talking about '08 Braun, and I have LeBron ranked highly, and like I don't use, and this goes for every player. I never used a bad or low light moment to knock them. To me, it's just what they did positively on the court. Because if you're gonna use the lowlights to knock players, then you're gonna have to do that for every player. Keep that same energy, and it would just be too hard. And like but I was talking about playoff meltdowns. Objectively, we were, and Kareem, he had Kareem CW, and we know Kareem's a top 3 player. I think LeBron is too, and like but we were able to objectively talk about those series and how they underperformed, right? And like we did it in a way that wasn't like, but when we do that, the point is, it's not like some painful thing for us. We don't go to bed crying like when we're talking about
That's facts. Yeah.
times I didn't show up, but like it's like to these guys it is like they scream and talk over you when you bring it up, and it's just like it's almost a spectacle at this point.
And see, I gotta throw it back to my go process thing, right? Because it's like, in my opinion, I want y'all guys to understand. I think of all top 50 players in such high regard. Like, I don't think there's a bum in my top 50. As Shimon Wright said, man,
Magic Johnson.
yeah, there's 5,500 of us who played in the league. 5,500. Everyone, like he said, you only got to play 3 years to get a pension. He told us you got 3 years to get a pension, and the longer you play, the more you get in the pension, whatever. But he said he was talking. No, listen, he was talking about the healthcare program and everything. And mind you, here's where we're gonna put LeBron over. LeBron, Chris Paul, and Melo, I believe, were the leader of the players union to the point where every player that ever played for the NBA that's still living, that's still got a ticking heart, has state-of-the-art, top care, whatever the hell you need. Whatever surgery you need, whether it can be afforded or not, the NBA will pay for it. And LeBron James and them are one of the guys that did it. See, that's the thing. It's funny. The NBA is a brotherhood. And again, I'm going to get to the point because the NBA is a brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
But they compete in the brotherhood. But by the end of the day, it's all, they're all in the business. It's like, we're making so much fucking money. There's no reason why anybody that ever played for this league should, if they needed life-saving surgery or whatever, for any reason, should be without it. We make enough money to cover whatever. And they put that in there. They put that in there. The pension after 3 years. I mean, bro, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But see, and that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, damn, I pretty much lost where I was going with it. But that's the thing. It's a brotherhood. It's something that y'all gotta like realize. Y'all in it together. Y'all in it to build the business. but then there's competition within that business building. Y'all, people come to watch you guys play against each other. It's cool that y'all all friends. It's cool that y'all homies, and really like y'all don't have no real beefs. There's really no real beefs in the league. Like it want to hurt each other, want to fight each other on site. But we do want guys that want to kick the other guy's ass in basketball, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, this is how I was going to. But here's what I'm going to do. About 5,500 people that played, the top 50, I look at them as damn near flawless. So when I do tax a player and I bring in the negatives, it's only separate people who I think are immortal in the first place. You get what I'm saying? It's like looking at the Greek gods up in the sky. Well, how do we rank the Greek gods? If anybody was into mythology, I know I was. It was one of the things that I loved doing in English class, especially high school English, right? Talking about Zeus, Athena, and all that, right? Zeus was the GOAT. That's Jordan. All right, but he had his strengths. He had a couple of weaknesses, right?
Zeus
He
had
had
6
God of
MVPs.
the War and everything. I mean, listen, I know I do too many metaphors and all that shit. But I'm just
No, you
saying,
good.
it's
You
like,
good, dog. You good.
like I want you to understand it. I look at them like gods in the first place. I look at them as the best player. So if I tax Duncan for anything, okay, that's only because I'm trying to separate who I think are gods in the first place, who I think are like almost damn near flawless players. Because guess what? Yes, Kareem. Like, am I gonna get on Kareem because he doesn't have the best handle at 7'2"? No,
Yes.
big men are not supposed to handle the ball. Big men are supposed to dominate down low. Zeus and Hercules. Hey, listen, man. Like I told you, man, this is not just a basketball channel. I talk all sports. It's funny, man, because I had to. I just came from a birthday party and I had Brazilian teenagers and we were trying to that's crazy. I was trying to like bring things up in English that they would try to translate based on what they know because they know they're actually starting to teach these kids English down there. It's great, but I was asking them, "Do you guys know who my favorite team is?" Lakers. I'm like no. When I started to act, I told my wife to ask them, do you know any other teams? Bulls, Golden State,
Magic.
yeah, LeBron James. That's all.
James.
I mean, that's all they know. That's all they know. And I had to, like, I'm a New York Knicks fan. Like, see, the Knicks ain't publicized worldwide the way we should be, man.
CW, you don't think Allen Iverson is overrated?
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's my guy.
No, I don't think
No,
he's overrated.
I'm a Nick supporter,
I think
but
he's
I love
rated
AI.
properly. What do you rate him?
No, I actually agree with you. See, I think he's rated properly. I've never heard anyone like put him, in some ridiculous category.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a problem with, where he's rated.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Obviously, it's like the new generation of Earl the Pearl Monroe or World Be Free or something like that. Like he just like another version of them.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
World Be Free because Jerome Wright was telling us how World Be Free, even in his 50s, will come to practice in his motherfucking. This is a man. This is a child of the 70s, right? So he come in like some classic shit, bro, with the music bumping, being in a scene with the gang, pull up in the gym at 55 years old, still bust that German. Shout out to World Be Free. He's from my hometown, my home neighborhood, Brownsville, Brooklyn.
I like Iverson's stories, like especially when they interview him these days. Like he just like says real shit, like especially about like Kobe and stuff.
Two people you want to sit down. I mean, maybe me because I'm a veteran. But you want to sit down and talk to veterans about their time in the service, and you want to talk to NBA players or athletes about their time in the locker room and shit. Man, you can sit there for hours, man, for real. Mm-hmm. Like your guy that said, okay, ask you about Duncan. So I would ask him because he's probably younger than me, your boy. He's probably younger than me based on the fact you said he played with Rose. If he played with Rose, he's either in my age group or younger, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's better? I would ask him who do you think is better? Steve Nash or Allen Iverson? Now let me hear the answer on that one.
Oh, you saying if you ask the person I'm talking about, the player?
Yeah. ask me who the best, and I would probably say Duncan because I have him ranked the best. But if he
And look,
asks him on the flip side, who you think is better, Nash or Iverson? What do you think he would? What do you think he would ask?
it probably look. I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I had that conversation because a friend was close to him, but I still can't find out. But I haven't talked to that person on link.
Because I want to see who I'm kicking off this motherfucker. I'm
That's
playing.
funny you said that though. That's funny, but I'll take AI all day, every day, man. Like,
Okay. Travis, let me ask AI or Nash.
I'm taking AI, obviously.
yeah.
Okay. God, I thought you wanted to come with some statistical formula and bull.
No, the only guy we talked about this the other day when we were ranking, right? Like the only. I mean, he's a point guard, right? Obviously.
Oh, you killing my heart, bro. Killing my
I
heart.
mean,
He's not.
it's like, oh, geez, I do not. I mean, I'm the only real point guard, and I consider him a point guard no matter what he did, that I'm really taking over Allen Iverson is probably like, I mean, Matt, like Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson, really.
Yeah, I mean, look, and that's what I can fuck with that. I mean, shit. Man, y'all gotta remember, Nash was his backup. Nash was his backup. So at one point, are we gonna? Because basically, Nash wound up in the Mike D'Antoni system. The kid started. He wound up, his kid went to New Jersey because of the situation he had with his wife. Obviously they in Phoenix, they were not having that. I don't even know if it was really got that bad or whatever. But either way, the fact that the police were called, that was enough to get kid out of town, as we know, right? And then Nash
engineer AI would be like a 30-point scorer in today's game with better efficiency, easily.
Well, the reason I don't think Iverson's overrated is because I think as he's gotten older, he's not a guy that's trying to say, well, I was doing this and that. He kind of understands what his inefficiencies were and that he was great, but he wasn't the GOAT. He wasn't, as great as some of these other guys. And when guys come to that realization, I think that's what shows me they realize what they were. And I don't think anybody puts AI at top 10, 15, nothing like that. So, what he did was great. But I think
great over what guys?
What'd you say?
All time, I think he means.
Oh, okay. You said, okay. I thought he had a specific. I'm thinking about positions and stuff like that. Because
I think he's a top 10 shooting guard. Obviously, yeah, he's a top 10 shooting guard, but
top 10 shooting guard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.
I actually think he would be top 10 on either position, whatever you rank him at, like point guard, or even though he ain't your conventional point guard, the way again he could play both positions. But I would rank him top 10 in either position, whatever I listen to him at, because Bubba Chuck was that damn good, guys. We got to stop acting like we don't forgot. Again, like Pat the Engineer said, in this era he's taking Nash. If you want to do that to start your team, I can understand that because this era is all about pace, all this, that, and the third. But
that kind of reminded me of
as an overall player, I mean, bro, that's what I'm saying. AI probably could run the point either position. Is a lot more skill. His jump shot was better than it wasn't. Obviously, he ain't he's a rhythm jump shooter.
He's a better John Moran.
Yeah, the way AI could. Think about this. AI couldn't hand check. He was too quick to hand check. You try to hand check AI, he's blowing by you. Like before you get the hand up there, he done hit you with the first step. He's off to the races. You know what I'm saying? Like
AI was disgusting. Like he would feast in today's league too. Like he was.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Think about the defensive 3 seconds alone. You better
he should have got a trophy for taking one game from that Lakers team.
And if he had a 3-point shot, he'd be nasty.
Yeah, I mean, his 3-point shot is rhythm based, but he can hit it.
Yeah,
He can hit it.
I mean, hey, I respect y'all, but he was more than rhythm. I mean, John Starks was rhythm. You know what I mean? AI was just it was pure money. Like
Yeah,
you
he
knew
was just
every time
playing.
that shit went up, it was going in.
Yeah,
Starks,
AI was playing.
Starks was a rhythm guy or a streaky or whatever. Because when Starks is on, he on. My fault. I'm talking about the Knicks again, but
Right.
AI created the term scoring point guard. Like
Yep.
it might have been other point guard besides Zeke, but I think Zeke was more of a point guard than AI. But he coined that phrase scoring point guard.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Bronx
yeah.
Bomber. I mean, you gotta if you're gonna say Iverson's overrated because he didn't win anything. I mean, that's I think where I disagree with you because I don't think you should judge the players on like the ring count because it's all like we've talked about at length here. Like to win a championship or even just to win 50, 60 games takes a good team, right? So you need to be consistently good. Who's AI got to go through to get a chip? Prime Duncan, Prime Shaq, Prime Kobe? Hell no. Especially when they're on the same team together. Like AI was great, but in his prime, there's no way he was getting past the goats, right? And that's just the era he played in. But
Yeah.
I would never use it to knock his position all the time.
And see, shout out to Oscar Robertson. Remember the conversation we had with Rex? Rex knows so much more about 60s basketball than most of us. I consider myself a 60s novice. Rex really, really, really either knew, lived some of it, and studied the 60s. And he'll tell you that Oscar was so good. Like Oscar was better at scoring the ball than the people he was passing to. So he had to mix both of those in, both scoring the 30 and still getting enough shots for his guys. So yeah, I mean, again,
Just
that's
like
the same.
LeBron.
Yeah, Iverson was just Iverson came in where they didn't like scoring point guards, but he was so good at scoring the ball, you just couldn't deny. Even Larry Brown hated scoring point guards. He's like, how the fuck do I stop Allen Iverson from going out there getting 30? Like, what I'm going to do? And eventually he came up with the idea, well, look, I'll get Eric Snow to be my quintessential set the offense type point guard, and I'll let Iverson play off of him. And I'll work around having a small backcourt because I'll get guys like Lynch and McKee and all of them into the what's the name that can cover the bigger guards and all that. And I'll kind of work my team from there. And
Did
that's
I
how
ask you this on Sunday, Row, when we were talking about that? And I said, do you guys off the rip or off the cuff know the only team ever to sweep all 4 regular season awards, DPOY, MVP, 6-man, and coach?
that would have been the Sixers, right?
0-1
Yeah.
Sixers, only team ever. Crazy.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
good
wow.
at that.
Tombo.
Your question, man. See, they lost that. They lost that being so like you, bro. But an element of like, and I learned this my second when we had the post debate discussion after the first time I dated you. I learned that like, bro, you bring a balance to that show. Like they lost that. I mean, I guess Big John don't talk enough especially when them two get going. But Craig is okay, and I don't know if they haven't even really replaced you. You know what
They
I'm
can't
saying?
replace me. They'll if anything, they'll just get another parrot. That's all they'll do.
If I want to pull in, I want to pull up and score. I got the link up there. Thank Leah, you finally pulled up, man. Because that's
I
it.
told y'all I was coming, man.
Yeah, all right.
I got a 1-year-old now, so it's just
You always pull up on scene. And I would love to see what's the name? What's the other Nick fan? I'm always going back and forth with him. God damn it, I'm forgetting. You know what I'm talking about. And of course, Casino's mod. God damn it, I'm forgetting names, man. Everybody, I know y'all by y'all voice more than I know y'all by y'all moniker. Outlaw. Of course, Outlaw. I would love Outlaw to pull up here. I keep inviting him, man. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I was gonna come up and I asked you a while back. I see no joint. I said, what's your channel and XYZ? So I'm a man of my word, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Again, I know sometimes it ain't easy to call in. You might not have to. I have to come over and sit by my because my son, he'll hear me, and I had to pull away, kiss him good night, so he could go to sleep because he hears daddy talking,
Yes, sir.
and he won't, he
Well,
will
bro,
that.
these are the best. These are the panels that we need to do more of. Like when we have like 5, 6 people kicking it around, giving objective, good takes. And even if like someone said, "Oh, hey, I have a pushback on that take," there's no like we're not screaming over somebody or muting them or like saying that you're an idiot. Like these are the things where you can just discuss basketball, and it leads to
Hey,
more
hey,
good.
Trav, you know what they replaced you with? It was
Okay.
horrible. I saw.
God.
I think one boy took your spot.
Oh, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Dude,
Shut up.
that's part of the reason I left was because he's like Johnny told us the Juan boy was untouchable, even though he was like
Man,
he literally
I can't
admitted on
stand-
several shows that the only thing that he loathes about basketball is that he hates Michael Jordan.
Uh-huh.
He-
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I'm like Johnny, can you like maybe curb that a little bit? Like it's bringing down the show. He's like, nah, we're not gonna do anything like that. I'm like, okay, dude, fuck off.
Wow.
Oh yeah, but you know what's crazy? Wombo actually came on here. He came on my legacy part two. We had a good discussion. Him, and Scott, in
Well,
English
the
Spice.
thing about One Boy is, I feel like if you just met him, right, and he didn't, and you're just like, oh, I don't have any feelings about anything, he could talk some basketball, but like when you get him when you put him on that show, right, and how it is, he is just a dog with a bone, dude, like chasing a car because it's just like, it's only, I hate Mike, everyone about, he's like the ultimate guy to play into their sauce because like he's just on their dick the entire show, just parroting, rinse and repeat, and it's just like it just physically sickening to like see, and you can't go against it because you have them and you have the chat, and so it's like you can't talk like we're doing now. It's like impossible.
Y'all ever play like Double Dragon, right? Or I don't know. I'm dating myself. Double Dragon. Any of these quest games like Ninja Turtle, you're fighting all these, and then you get to the boss, level boss, right? And you got Bebop and Rocksteady. Then you get the next motherfucker, right? The Ninja Turtle. Sometimes when it comes to their crew, it's like their underlings are like they're underlings. I go for I can't wait to get to Johnny, but I already know I can kill it. I already know I can smack his underlings around. But they won't actually debate you in a one
They
on
won't.
one.
I challenged Johnny to like 4 debates, and he didn't take any one of them.
I'm like, bro, you can come on this show anytime you want. I give you all the unlimited. Again, JB will know next time. Because we got one of the bosses. We got one of the big bosses on here. JB was done because I was like, again. But yeah, I mean, it was light work. It became light work. It reminded me of the Last Dragon. Anybody, y'all ever watched the Last Dragon from back in the day? That's one of my favorites.
Pat
That was like the
I think
70s.
we all had.
Vanity.
But it's like when
The
Bruce Lee he fought Eddie
Shogun
Arcade.
is where it's at. I love Shogun.
Then he fought he fought one of his underling, and then finally he gets shown up. Right?
Really fast, Adrian Knight. Yes, he did. He did actually say, because I called him out, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I think CW was there, but I was like, hey, we can't take this guy seriously. He says, because I asked him, I'm like, do you have this hate for any other player or do you apply this logic to any other player? Because he was talking about because he's like Mike is trash because he missed shots sometimes, and I was like, he's like, no, and I'm like, well, why? He's like, well, because I don't like his fans, so I don't like him by proxy.
I heard that. Yep.
And I'm like, how can you take this clown seriously? And he's like, well, I'm part of the show now, so whatever. Dipped out.
Oh,
yeah. And you know what kills? And again, he's not official part of the show. They don't put him on the villain. They just have him.
They might as well.
Who sits in the background and licks their lollipops, whatever.
Yeah, they kicked me out of the group chat lickety split.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. And this is like, all right, I get again, y'all do what y'all do, and y'all have that little thing because y'all, you already know y'all part of the clutch payroll. I mean, I don't know. residual check. They probably pay for your StreamYard, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
I wish.
Probably get what you monitor. And again, shout out to you guys and shout out to, the 53,000, actually at the 54,000 now subs, but get like 60 in your live chat at best.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was thinking is a little suspicious. We got like 17, 18 people watching on the live stream Sundays sometimes. So it's
just
like
at 50.
and I'm
They got
not,
54.
I'm not into that. I'm not into, but we don't already said it.
no, I have 7 on mine and I only have 99 subscribers.
Then it's like, your viewership has to match your sub count at least to a. I mean, if you got 54,000, you should at least get 1/10 of that viewing your videos. But
minimum. Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to stir no shit up on that end. I already kind of know what is done to pump the numbers up on that, and it is what it is. That's the YouTube business. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's like make better content. Make better content. Keep it at least, and again, you bring us over there. Like you'll let us come up on the panel, so you look. But then you gotta make it look like you're winning the argument. So what do? Anytime somebody puts you in a corner,
whoa,
you over them, mute them every 5 seconds, then you kick them backstage.
Well, that and they make like 10 shorts about the conversation, throughout the week. But,
I don't think kicked off for better panels than that.
Yeah, and Adrian, or Woodage, yes, B. Lee has said that, and just think about the worst takes in history. They've said that at some point.
That's what I started calling worst takes, featuring Stephen A. Smith and Stephen A. Smith and Chairman Unsharp. Yes, Chairman Unsharp.
And Adrian Knight, yes, I do still talk to John. I mean, not so much Craig because Craig is busy, does his own thing. But John, I do actively talk to. He's participated with us in a couple shows. I'll try to get him on here at some point because he does like the game and he's a smart dude. He'll talk. He'll be real.
He told me I hate basketball. No, sir. I love basketball. You know what I hate? I hate NBA fans. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep the stat. I hate NBA fans. Now I love basketball fans. I hate NBA.
No, we hate fans of certain players. That's all we did.
Yeah, no, I just hate NBA. I hate NBA fans. I'm gonna be honest. The more I talk to NBA fans, guys who only watch the NBA, they only watch the NBA. They only really know 5 or 6 players. If I tell you about how good Jules Kamara is, or I'll ask you about, I don't know, Meko Conwu, right?
The GOAT.
What the fuck you talking about? But then they'll say, like, I'm a basketball fan. I watch basketball at all levels. I can watch NBL basketball and figure out who's who. I can watch WNBA. I watch the NCAA. I watch basketball at all levels, and I love basketball.
Yeah, I'm in AAU gyms all the time. I watch AAU, so yeah.
You got your kid in AAU basketball, so he's coming up trying to get his thing. But I hate, again, I went to school with the head coach of No Pro State. You know what I'm saying? I went, like, to watch them talk about the coaching. The coach, like, I watched Rob, the guy. Again, he's the guy who was in my homeroom. I played against him in high school, and I played him in gym class. I wasn't even on the team, but I played against him and all that and whatever. And we played junior Knicks.
I told you it was a black Skip Bayless, but go ahead.
No, you know what's killing me? You know what kills me? As I probably was good enough to make the team. No. But I couldn't try out because I had a heart murmur. They wouldn't give this one past me for the physical. Funny, because the same heart murmur was not detected when I was expected to go, when they give me the physical to start up for the Marines. But I never got a chance to try out. But they also didn't like my game. They didn't like the way I played. So, but I could play against the people that were on the team. So
what are you, like 30, 33, 34?
Say again?
What are you, like 32, 33?
I'm 46, man. I'm class of 97. Ron Artest and Ron Artest, Elton Brand, all these guys was in my Larry Hughes, all them guys were in my high school class. But
Shout out Larry Hughes,
dude
man.
Ron was crazy, man. He couldn't stay off the block, man. Let me stop. But go ahead.
But no, it's like, I played with some guys that played Division One. They'll tell you I had a little game. I wasn't that great, but they told you I know how to play. I was probably one of the best 20 players in the goddamn high school. I went to a high school with 5,000 people, 5,000 kids, y'all. So,
Bro, I heard he was top 20 all time.
Yeah, I mean, look. For those that like to lie, look. For those that like to lie, said they play D1. If you play D1, I Google you and you're not on Sports Reference, you did not play D1. The two guys I went to high school with that played D1, I can Google their name. They're on Sports Reference. When you play for a club team, you play intramural. I mean, don't tell people you play D1. That's not.
Adrian Knight, yes, I have LeBron as the GOAT still, but I'd like to think it's because of not the stupid reasons.
I mean, again, objectively, hey, I don't know. Look, hey, CW, you up here?
Yeah, I'm here.
You need to reach out. I don't know if you still kick it with him or talk to him, but can you reach out to Sports Talk Only? Because me and him, it's funny. Me and him get so vitriolic in the
dude,
in the Discord.
Hey, I'll send him a message and see if he'll respond.
It's like, bro, wait. We ain't supposed to be debating since January, right? When I first got on the program.
Yeah.
He said one day, I got to debate this Saturday. I got time to debate. Pull up. I said, okay, cool. I mean, he tried to give me on 2 days' notice. I said, just talk to CW. We'll set it up. And he tried to say that I backed out in the chat. I'm like, no, just talk to CW. We'll set it up. I mean, I try to, yeah. But then when I didn't pull up, he never even hit you up. I remember hitting you up, I think. Again, I mean, at the time, he was probably just over 1 year old. Like, he probably was 1 year, like 14, 15 months. I got a child that I have to, me and my wife have to raise. Like, she's at work, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. When I'm at work.
Mid-40s, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, man, yeah, old pop. But I'm like, bro, okay, for me to debate you, like, I just gotta, I gotta work the time out. Since then, it's like, oh yeah, you ducked me. He keeps calling me a duck because I ducked him. I didn't duck him. I actually did say to set it up. But then you have all this time to go back and forth with me in Discord. Fucking go to the show. I'm like, bro, I have a show now 2 days a week.
He's been on the Discord?
Hold on.
He's in the Discord?
Yeah, he's been on Go Chase Kingdom Discord. So me and him always going, like, today we went back and forth. And I'm like, see, certain cats, again, I don't know. Again, he hadn't been on your show in a minute. Like, the last time I think he was on your show is when he predicted Luka and LeBron first got Luka. And I'm like, and I keep reminding him what a horrible take it is. Man, I don't care. I'm like,
their basketball IQ would win them.
Yes, their basketball IQ alone. And again, their basketball IQ scored 85 points in the fourth quarter for a 7-game series, a 5-game series, which, if you look at it, will be 68 points in a 48-minute game, which is a horrible. And I mean horrible. Think about that. You got two of the greatest shot creators of all time, but you score 68 points for 48 minutes in the fourth quarter, the most important part of the game. I don't know. Somebody saw that coming. I didn't think it would be that bad, but I knew that Minnesota was going to whip their ass.
We told them that.
Yeah,
but anyway, Luka can't play defense, so that's what we told him, and that's what happened. So yeah.
Hey, look, Adrian Knight knows about Sports Talk Only too. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Look, it is what it is. I just, at least Casual is another. Casual, I think, on your first show, and me and Casual have had, but we haven't had a one-on-one debate. So Casual, look, Sturdy beat me. Me and Sturdy go at it in his little Discord as well. He challenges me on my GOAT process, and again, I talk about my GOAT process. Remember, as I said, I think these guys like God. So if I start taxing one guy, It's only to separate. And I text everybody. I text everybody, including Jordan. I tax Jordan for his Wizards. If that's what y'all need me to do, yes, I'll tax Jordan, but I'll also put it into perspective because I think it was impressive to come back after 3 years off, no training camp, and still average 20, put up 20, 24. I don't care that LeBron. Guess what? Nobody put up 40 at 20. Nobody put up 20 at 40 years old before Jordan. Now Jordan's in it. Well, watch what happens in a couple of years when Steph Curry is still putting up 20 points a game at 40.
Durant.
And Kevin Durant.
I think Steph might retire early. He's gonna surprise everybody.
Hey, look, the way the money is. You think they don't want to get part of that $65 million a year? 67.
Steph is already a bonkers like millionaire.
Man,
I know they got enough money.
Yeah, Steph ain't going nowhere.
You don't think so?
Shout out to Hollywood.
Well,
All right.
Adrian Knight, you better. I want to see you on my show, man. Come on, Adrian. I told you what it is. Lights Out Sports Beat. You were one of my best friends on there, man.
Oh, look at her getting spicy.
Oh,
hey, what's the name? What's the name of your channel? I subscribe to it and everything.
yeah, man. It's Lights Out Sports Debates.
Yeah, you gotta get. You know what it is on YouTube? You gotta get the correct act. You gotta get the correct.
You can put the link in the chat.
Okay, yeah, we can put the link. But it's really hard. Like it's hard. Like on Facebook, you can get the name approximate. They'll give you a list of. With YouTube, you can wind up looking at 20 million different channels. Because every time I put Lights Out, right when I'm not getting y'all notification, and that's the thing too, man. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell, guys. Seriously, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Also, when the stream finishes. I'm doing a better job of trying to get little clips in here and little shorts, but I'll try to highlight the parts where we had good. So if you want to go back and watch a good part, I'm gonna try to do that as well because that's what you need and comment. The comments on the videos help the views grow up as well. So if you got a part that you didn't pull up or whatever, or you wanted to talk about, or you wanted to. Trust me, I'll be one of those creators that will always respond. Some guys when they get to 100, I'll try to respond to every comment if I can, for real. You know what I mean? I'll try. By the time we get to 10,000 and 20,000, whatever, man, I'll try to be that. Hell, if we ever get there, but
Well, Herm, you're right. I mean, obviously, I didn't get kicked off, but your last comment though is correct because yes, now we can actually discuss basketball, not just A versus B.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Again, we talked about the way teams are built. What's help? Everybody has had help. You got NBA players playing what you have help. Some people, some players have. We all know that there's a ranking system. Some players are worse than others. We all know that certain teams are doing. But I tell you what. At the worst team in the NBA would have beat your high school team 140 to 25. Okay, let's just keep this fact. You know what I mean? They'll beat you.
The worst high school team beats the best WU team, like 80 to 20.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, bro. So, and again, shout out to the women too, because you got to understand, women are not as physically strong. They're not as strong as us, right? They're not as strong as us. They don't have the lower body strength. They don't have the upper body strength. They can't dunk. When you're looking at women's basketball, you're looking at women play basketball on a regulation rim, regulation size court. So give those girls some love too, because they're the best women in the world. But women are weak. Yeah, women are physically weak. You see them miss layup. I'm
going to marry Kelsey Blum at some point. That's
okay. Man, shoot your shot, bro. She's a little bit of an SJW because one guy.
That's fine. I mean, Darren Waller kicked it to the curb. I think I got a shot. Obviously, I'm the same kind of player he is.
She's pretty thick.
You know what I mean? But I got my thing. You ladies do got to settle a little bit more to come, and people will start to watch you again. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers is killing it. Again, she plays for that team, and that's cool. That's her business. Shout out to Sue Bird and Maya Moore. Mm-hmm. They went to the Hall of Fame. They had very good speeches. Sue Bird is from my hometown. She played at Christ the King. I know she's from the island, but she came out to Christ the King. She's a legend. She was 4-time. I mean, Sue Bird was 1 year behind me, and she was great, and she had a very long NBA career. One of the greatest point guards of all time. Shout out to her. Shout out to my all championship.
Adrian Knight, really fast, not to go down the rabbit hole too far, but basically when they said that we weren't allowed to criticize, or to not even criticize LeBron, but not even to talk about, they verbatim said that we weren't allowed to talk negatively or objectively about LeBron's lowlights. And then, obviously, I'm not gonna ditch out all the private stuff, but that's basically what it was. We weren't allowed to talk about LeBron in a certain way, like, anymore. And so that's when I was like, well, okay.
So,
Like, we can't do that.
So when they had guys like me and Herm and Peter Jackson, shit, I ain't heard from Peter Jackson in a minute. And you know us guys, that, y'all like to paint us crazy, right? And Brandon Katz, and then I forget his name. I gotta go back and watch the stream because you got Xanax, Brandon Katz on Xanax to pull up too. So what we supposed to do, right? They bring up good points. You're supposed to not acknowledge that we brought up good points, so you were just supposed to.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the reason I got on there. The reason why I joined them at all was because, I was talking to them, and then I was like, I came across as hey, I could debate you, but I'm not going to be disrespectful, and we have this median, right, where I would say me and Craig would kind of be hey, kind of give our points, but it got to the point where they, as time went on and whatever their audience grew or whatever, their takes and their shows would just be so, because sometimes we would just talk regular basketball stuff, but it got to the point where it was just specifically every single time it would either be the topic or it would devolve into LeBron is good, Mike sucks, everything around about Mike and his competitors or his team sucks. And to the point where we couldn't, and if we said anything about it, we would just get blitzed. We would get argued over, talked over, whatever. And then so we were just hey, in a privately or whatever, we were just hey, can we just maybe change it up a little bit, or maybe we should do a show about to show we're objective. Maybe we could talk about these kind of series or whatever, kind of like we do about Mike, And he's they're no, we're not ever, literally said, we're not ever going to talk negatively about anything LeBron has done. And I was okay, so you're saying that you're going to censor what we can say. And so at that point, it was just okay, it's not going to be fun, and it's not going to be worth it. So just
if anybody ever saw, look, here I am with another metaphor. Anybody ever saw the movie 8 Mile? Right? What did Eminem, what did B Rabbit do in the last round against Papa Doc?
Cooked him.
Well, what did he do? How did he start his verse?
Against him. Yeah,
he started against himself. Yeah. So by the time Papa Doc started rapping, he couldn't go to the white. See, sometimes when you in a debate, hey, come up. See what, and I've seen them do it. Where when he did the greatest performances or the greatest player performances of LeBron's career. Now he's literally looking at literally looking at the stat sheet, right? He got it on the screen. Oh, LeBron went 2 for 18 here, and LeBron went with the 10 turnovers, right? And LeBron went 6 for 24. So he kind of glossed over it real quick. Oh, but look, when he turned it around over here. Yeah, that's not getting it done. For a guy who said, especially after 07, I'm all about efficiency. I will always be efficient. He came out in his first 2 games, and again, you just glossed over it. So now I'm going to kill you in that debate, or unalive you. Sorry, guys, I can't use that word on YouTube. I'm going to unalive you in that debate. You don't account for the fact that LeBron James, right after getting eviscerated by the Spurs, playing bad, personally, I am going to destroy you on that point if you don't properly account for it. So guess what? Put it out in the open. Oh yeah, LeBron was horrible here. Because I can say Jordan was horrible against my Knicks. And guess what? I take pride in it. 3 for 18 when we were already up 2-0. Yeah, Scottie Pippen shaking his ass in game 3. I don't have a problem. You think I was rooting for the Bulls to win that series? I would have loved to.
I think it's a mental thing at this point where they just don't allow themselves to be objective in any sense of the word.
Hey, Johnny is to shout out to Rap God because he said Brandy Katz cooked him. Then a calmer version of Brandy Katz came to cook him on Sunday. I cooked him on Friday. We cooked him on Tuesday. Johnny wasn't having a good week. And honestly, he got cooked on goddamn Lamar's Live too. So Johnny, 5 game shows and stuff. You weren't looking too great. Again.
Dude, I'll link you a thing where Nick from NMB Sports, he actually cooked to Johnny pretty good on they had this LeBron Jordan debate. This was way back. But he came on the channel and he cooked him.
You're right. Objectivity is not lucrative. But bro, Howard Cosell was objective. Howard Cosell made his millions off of Muhammad Ali. But you think if Muhammad Ali was in the fucking ring getting his face beat in, you think he's not going to call it like he see it?
Lou, that's exactly a great take. It's not clickbait.
Brandy Katz.
I don't think about it like that.
It's that Brandy Katz, bro.
Yeah, right. Jersey. It's like it's like if you just see someone like a thumbnail that's like peaceful and nice, and it's not like, hey, fuck Michael Jordan, and here's why. Like people aren't rushing to click it, right?
Yeah,
that's actually very true.
Hey, shout out to Reggie Richards because I put the Bulls 5 in my Because again, the whole point of this show is about teams and how teams are supposed to be built. This show wasn't hate LeBron. I don't even knock LeBron nor none of his team. And we did talk about him in China.
Yeah, I mean, it's another.
I'll give you $100 if you could just go 1 a week without. Let me stop playing. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
If he goes 1 week without embarrassing himself, then maybe. But I don't.
See, there you go.
Chinese citizens.
Oh, is that the case, Lou? I didn't know that. He said that debate happened because of his question. That's cool. That was a great debate. I think. Yeah, Johnny got cooked on that one.
Hey, listen. Every time I remind FYF that Scap cooked McGill, he makes
Scap obliterated Gil. Gil got exposed for not knowing. Like his default thing when he's getting cooked is, well, I played, right? Because he knows no stats, he knows no history, he doesn't know shit.
Players can't use that because journalists can say, well, I journal. Like, well, what school have you went to, and this and so it's a double-edged sword, like I say. So you got to be careful how you talk to people when you in there.
Exactly.
Jordan actually trying to learn from Stephen A. Smith the art of journalism now because he's now media. See what I'm saying? Like, so you guys, and then all you podcasters, all you NBA players that are podcasters, I'm not that, y'all are now looking at it as fans too, but you got the perspective that you played in your era and all that, and that's great. So you already got a leg in the door, like Stephen A. was saying. You guys that play, we automatically want to hear from you. If you learn how to public speak, and you got a good way to do things. So that's all you need, right? We got to come up with our shit and get a reputation. Guys that play, if you're interested, you automatically got sponsorships ready to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Well,
all of that.
How you know you're doing a good job as a host here. You already have the best people from GJK's audience here in your chat. You got Rap God, you got Adrian Knight, you got Iron Man, you got so they come here for the objective, intelligent talk. They go there for entertainment.
And I get FYF himself if he went over there, lubing up his own stuff over his own show. Mind you, the conversation he had with me had Sharon Wright pull up after that. He pull up after me. And it was a great show from there on because Sharon Wright gave us a lot. Again, he gave us a lot of stuff, a lot of inside stuff, and it's cool. That's what I'm saying.
I got what I wanted from Lamont. I got a debate where I feel I crushed his ass, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah, here you go. you know, and of course, again, you get the sycophants and all this, and the people that buy into everything he's saying. Again, I'm look. I tell them all the time, bro. I agree with you 75%. So a lot of times, especially when you come up here, sometimes I cut you off because Lamont, I agree. I know where you're going, and I agree with everything you're saying. Like you don't have to get into these what do you call it? Spending diatribes like you're teaching us the art of the game. Like I agree. Like there's parts where we agree. That's why I'll cut you off and be like, okay, hey, like, get to the point because no, here it is. I don't have no smoke with you. Now, when you get to the point where we disagree, okay, there's no problem if I disagree with you, but let's have a discussion from there because bro, again, you call for, and again, I can as well. I'm not gonna act like I'm not long winded, but by the same token, hey, I mean, and again, let's get to the part where we disagree. Because if we sit there speaking about what we do agree about, hey, if I ad lib, hey, 100%, and I want you to understand, Lamont, sometimes even though Johnny, hey, we agree now, Johnny. I say I agree with him on 30% of this time because even he as a broke clock will be right twice a day. But I mean, just the point when you
Okay,
start
aircraft carrier, salute.
the point when you start ignoring facts again, when you're gonna tell me, bro, again, I clipped him up. Who did the Warriors lose from 2018 to 2019? JaVale McGee. I said, you realize that JaVale McGee went to the Lakers? Oh, well, what do you mean, JaVale McGee? Well, he's not significant. I asked you, who did the Warriors lose that was significant? So you tell me he was significant to the Warriors, but he wasn't significant to help LeBron James get to the playoffs that year? But no, get to the playoffs.
Aircraft carrier. We did the podcast on Sunday. In fact, Roe was on there, and so was CW, and it was good.
Yeah, if you want to get no notification, man, you gotta always put, the notification system is kind of crazy, man. But
Yeah, I'm gonna post tomorrow's thing like 2 hours in advance. But with that being said, I got to dip out. But hey, great talk. I love our discussions when we have here because they're refreshingly intelligent and no one's doing the stupid shit. So with that being said, Ro and I'll see you tomorrow. CW, if you're free, man, by all means, I'm gonna have it probably around 7 Eastern Standard Time. If you guys, obviously, you'll all get the link. Jerseys and JB, obviously,
Yes, sir.
you guys are welcome to hop in. Also, I welcome
You're having a live tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna start doing my own live on Wednesdays, and
we do
just to kind of
our panel does Wednesdays, but
oh no, my bad.
yeah. But
what time do you guys do yours? Okay,
7:30.
7. Okay, all right. Well, actually, let me know when if yours is actually on Thursdays because I kind of want to coincide with you and collab with you guys a lot more. So I'll probably move mine because mine is just getting started, right? I'll probably move mine to like Thursday or Friday. So maybe, allowing for you guys to hop on. But either way, I'm gonna have something of my own there, and then obviously, but I'll let you guys know. But CW, I will set that up with you and Casual. Okay. And on Sunday. And and then obviously
programming notes.
Yeah, JB and Jersey, like hop in our Discord and obviously we can communicate and we'll see you guys on our channels.
Travis, are you part of the
sounds good
Casual little playback thing?
Dude, I don't think so. I have him on my I instant message him, but I don't think I'm part of his thing.
Yeah, let me
if anything, get your number so we can get in we get you in the group chat. And I know I know your old guys there too, but hey,
CW has my actual phone number, so
all right, cool. Then if it's okay with you to add you in there, and then we more direct.
We're supposed to have a call tomorrow, so everybody's gonna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the call 11:00 tomorrow. 11 o'clock. That'll be 8.
And Adrian Knight. It's gonna be on. I'm gonna have it on Thursday. Okay, just for sure, it's gonna be on Thursday. So I'll let everyone know.
Yeah, and I'm about to shout out the HBO part of the program, help a brother out as you see in the byline I have the Cash App and what's the name. But if you don't want to donate anything, that's cool. Please like, subscribe, and again, comments after the video if you come back and watch it. Again, I'm still in Brazil, man. F-Craft. I'm still in Brazil. I'll be here for at least another like 10, 11 days. So really, I'm here indefinitely, man. You know, again, this is when I come to Brazil, this is family. My in-laws are down here. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make the most of it when we get this this time.
All right, peace out, guys. Good talking to you today.
Through, Travis.
Yes, sir. Peace out,
absolutely,
man.
man. I'll hit you up in a couple days, CW.
Okay, cool.
Later.
Later, guys.
Yeah. Right, man. So yeah, I mean, listen, Travis. It's funny, man. Me and Travis, we started off with our debate. We had a good conversation. JB was up here. We had a good Sunday conversation, and I think maybe at that point he started to realize he was in the wrong place. But and again, shout out to those guys too, because they do what they do. They do get an audience. They do, they provocate. They're very provocative over there. I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, again, their bad takes give me a lot of inspiration to come up with my good takes. You know what I'm saying? So that's such a. I mean, I'm not here to bash LeBron, bro. There's enough people out there doing it. I actually do want to bash fans. I actually do. Like I said, I don't like NBA fans. Again, if you're an NBA fan, I mean, I don't think you're a basketball fan. You're an NBA fan because this is all you watch. Yeah, because you know what the problem with NBA fans? You don't even know the NBA. 3 teams and 5 players. Let's keep it real. That's the thing about NBA fans. Like, y'all don't watch basketball. Y'all don't know basketball. Y'all don't know what they tell you on ESPN who to care about. That's why I'm excited about NBC, because NBC used to sell the team. Like, any team that they had on their they stole them. And but we gonna wrap up soon. JB, you got anything you wanna acknowledge you wanna kick, bro?
Oh no, like I said, I'm just looking forward to the season, man. And I think there's so much volatile, not necessarily among us fans, but the talking heads. There's such a volatile environment that's been created, man. That's causing let's say newfound fans, a new generation, and then older fans to clash, and that's never been the case. And like I said, everybody can have a favorite player, man. That's all good. That's all good. But at the end of the day, but they don't. It's like it could be another great era of basketball, and it's like they don't really see it, and they want to hold on to something, man, when they need to let go. During the dream team, during the trials, man, whatever, man, when they was practicing, Larry Bird said, man, imagine, man, we didn't have our time. It's somebody else's time. Once that player broke through. And then when the 2000s hit, you had the Kobe's, the Shaqs, the KGs, the Vince Carters, Tim Duncans, and all these great stars coming up. And then you had the LeBrons and Wades and Bosches and Carmelos. So it just goes on. And it's like everybody got their time. When you've been in the league over 10 years, man, you didn't have no time to prove who you are. And if it ain't there, it ain't there. And it's time to move on, man, because like I said, these young squads, I heard they balling, man. And I think there's a lot of overgeneralizations about, well, the league is soft or this and that. But if you really watch the playoffs for the past couple of years, the league has allowed teams to be physical in the postseason. I think they're getting the message, and it's like they're trying to work this out. But I just think they need to let things happen naturally, and then feed off of that. And then I think the NBA be in a good place. I really believe that.
Well,
There's too much talent in the league.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think they fumbled a lot. Like they told you they wanted you to care about. And then it got to the point where, we only care about a few players in the league. You got 30-something teams. It's funny because I asked FYF on last show. I said, okay, you got big superstars. And he was trying to rile me up talking about it. And he said, Joker, Giannis, and SGA. And I'm like, that's it? You think there's 3 superstars in the entire league? You really feel that way?
Huh?
I mean, come on. How can you only be 3 superstars in a 13 league?
I can hear. Hey, bro, I can hear you, but it sounds like you're breaking up just a little bit. But I can hear you though.
Okay, man, my bad. I'm going. But yeah, and anybody else and you want to push? You want to talk about tomorrow's show?
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be back on. We got a couple of topics. Probably a full panel tomorrow. So yeah, come check us out. 7:30 Eastern time tomorrow. On GoatCast podcast. But yeah, I thought this was a good show. And I'm just enjoying that I love talking Jordan, LeBron because it is a fascinating conversation. But when we actually talk basketball, when we talk, different players, different teams, different eras, I just think it's more fun in my opinion. So I enjoy these.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, again, you got to again. I think back. I sat here thinking about this show, and I thought about all the teams and all the great teams and how they were built. Yeah, not every you have championship teams without 120-point scorer. We get to we think help only having a 20-point scorer. If you have more championship teams where nobody averages over 16 points a game, that's happened. And guess what? There's many ways to build teams. Just because you don't have multiple 20 points. That's what we got. You don't have multiple 20-point scorers in addition to the superstar. And the superstar has no help. Where are we going here? Where are we going here? For real.
Hey, check those 2014 Spurs. I think Tony Parker's averaged 18 points. He was the highest scorer.
That's a reason.
Yep.
Think about it. We were talking about that, right? Yeah, I think we was at, I forget what show we were talking about. How many teams? Oh, yeah, that's the Travis. We were talking about a couple weeks ago. And we were talking about, the 20. And I think he had a coming to Jesus moment, to be honest, because I think I read on his race that because it's like, yeah, Travis, I mean, like when you said so and so didn't have no help was all Bill Russell was the fourth option. That's when like no, that's no, you got the kids to look at this point per game. And I think
Let it go.
so yeah, but that is probably strong. Again, get Jersey, you got any last word?
Yeah, my fault, man. I was trying to text it in the chat, but yeah, my phone. I don't know what's going on, but salute to you guys. If I can make it on again, I'll come on. I kept my word, but I enjoyed it. Good conversation.
Yeah, it's a lot more stable in Carcino's battle, right? We got to be able to get the credit. But shout out to Carcino, man. I can't wait to
Fry, Tim Duncan is top 15. Let me just say that real quick because Philip Fry said Duncan's not top 15. He is.
Oh God, here we go. Yo, who said? Oh, you said Philip Fry. I see it. I can't, man. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. You know what I mean? I can't go back and forth with people like that. I just, if that's your opinion, fine. But I rock with Tim Duncan. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
My phone about to get out.
You still got for but 13 ain't a bad number, man. 13 best player that ever played.
Yeah, but he said not. Somebody said not though.
Oh, that's
Not top 15.
Brian's like that, man.
He said he not top 15. That's crazy.
Hey, that's exactly what you got to do.
Yeah.
Then she trying to get Kawhi the extra 30 million outside.
Hey, that's another topic though.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So, yeah. Hey guys, please tell us the favorite part of the video. I'll try to clip it up, or I'll try to time stamp it and make clips of it, man. So nothing grow, and that's how we have to do it. Sometimes you got to chop your content up to get the kids get it in a more digestible form. So appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you guys as always.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
All right, gentlemen.
Good night.